Alrighty, we are back. And let me tell y'all, I don't know, I'm like stressed. I've been very anxious lately. We got a lot to catch up on, and it's only been like 2, 3 days since I last streamed. But let me just make sure the counter is working and correct. Yeah, okay, it's working. So last time we were live, we ended the stream at 6,439 abra, which is getting pretty close to max odds. All right, maximum odds are 1,892, something like that. That number could be wrong. I just know it's 8,100 something. Yeah, it's 1 in 8,000. So we're getting very close to that number. And by the end of today's stream, we might actually hit that number. And we've got a lot to catch up on. The last couple streams I've tried doing have admittedly glitched out. My last two streams specifically have crashed. And I think we figured out, I like how you mentioned it in the chat as I said it. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash again. I hope so, brother. And I think we figured out the reason what was causing the crash. And I want to test it here. I'd rather test it now when we're aware of it, cognitive of it, and I'd also rather test it early on into the stream than have the stream crash like 4 hours in. So we figured out the reason for the crash. And what was causing my stream to crash was right now, I'm recording my stream. So I'm both streaming and recording both at the same time. And when I would stop recording, my stream would crash. Also, I don't know if you could hear the dog in the background. He's freaking out. He's like growling and grunting and biting the blanket on the bed. He's having like a little temper tantrum. Are you good, bro? Calm down, brother. Anyways, uh, so I'm both streaming and recording at the same time. However, if I stopped recording because I just didn't want the footage and I didn't need that space on my computer to be taken up, like I don't have a lot of space on my computer to begin with. We've talked about this a lot. I've got like 30 gigabytes left on my 2 terabyte internal hard drive, which is terrible. I need to clear out my external hard drive. Uh, or internal. It's an extra internal hard drive. I don't know why I said the word external. I think because I meant extra. Um, I've got like 30 gigs left on my hard drive. I need to clear out some space. But because I want to save space on my hard drive, I just will stop recording a live stream if I know that I don't need the footage. For example, I know that I will not use any of today's footage unless we find the shiny or there's like a funny moment in the stream that I want to use as like a Twitch clip. But if either of those things happen, I can just clip the stream. I don't need 4 hours of footage sitting on my computer. Yeah? Bro is tweaking. He's not normally a vocal dog unless he's barking at someone. And you'll hear him in the background when he's barking like at a car across the street or a dog across the street. This is the first time I've ever heard him. First time I ever hear him in general, just freaking out by himself, just tweaking because he's seeing demons. He's hallucinating. Um, yeah. So point I'm trying to get at is I know I don't need to record this stream because if I want to clip anything, I want a funny moment to go up on TikTok or we find the shiny and I want that footage, I can just Twitch clip it. Like it's not that hard. There's no need for me to have this 4 hours of future footage on my computer. Therefore, I plan to hit the stop recording button. And we're going to find out together whether or not that's going to crash my computer. So, y'all ready? We're going to hit the stop recording button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did my stream crash? Hopefully not. I think we're good. I can see both my YouTube and Twitch streams still going. And let's just test it one more time because I'm a paranoid person. I'm going to try to start recording, let it record like 10 seconds of footage, and then stop again. So we're going to start recording. Record for like 10 seconds worth of footage, and then stop again. I think we're good. Maybe the stream software that I use has finally patched this glitch. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That's what I love to see. All right, cool. I'm still not trusting it completely. And if it's like a Counter-Strike stream or an Overwatch stream, I'll probably just record the entire thing, which is annoying. Until we know for certain this glitch has been fixed, I'll probably just record the entire stream because that's why my last stream crashed specifically. Like, my last stream was a Counter-Strike stream. I played the first game of the night, and I was like, that wasn't a good game. I didn't play very well. Let's just cut the recording, delete the footage, and I'll start the recording again for game number 2. I don't need any footage from game number 1. I cut the footage, and the stream crashed. And I did not know until Brother Braun told me. Like, if he didn't tell me, if one of my mods didn't directly reach out to me, I probably would have just continued to have played the game offline, off camera, off stream, which is so frustrating. But anyways, yeah, I think we're good. I don't want to trust it completely, but I'm like 99% certain the glitch has been fixed. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Why are you biting my pillow? You're actually tweaking. You're going full on tweaker mode. No biting. Why are we biting? What the fuck is happening? Brother, don't bite the pillow. Anyways, okay. Let's start playing the game now that we've tested that theory and did a little bit of tech support at the beginning of the stream. I'm going to put some background music on. Specifically, we're going to listen to music from Pokemon Black and White 1 and Black and White 2 today. And we'll get back into shiny hunting. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. So, how are y'all doing today? Me personally, I've been very stressed lately. I've had a lot going on in my life. It's made planning out live streams really difficult, and having even any semblance of a stream schedule really, really tricky. I mean, as y'all probably noticed, I did make mention of it in the Discord server. I had to move around one of my live streams in the last schedule. I was supposed to stream on... what day was it? What day was I supposed to stream? Let's go check. I don't even remember. I was supposed to stream on Sunday, May 3rd, and I had to stream Saturday, May 2nd instead, which, like, isn't a big deal in the grand scheme of things. It's really not. But, like, I've just been struggling to commit to a stream schedule, let alone stream in the first place. For example, this next week of streams, I think I could only schedule myself out for 3 live streams, which is, like, the bare minimum. Usually, I prefer to stream 4 or 5 times in a scheduled week. But, yeah, I don't know. Listen, shit's been busy. My wife and I are still house hunting, which has been tedious. I mean, I've ranted about it a lot on stream, and I don't want to be redundant, but, like, house hunting has just... it's really made me the most nihilistic version of myself, let me tell you. Like, I don't know, bro. I want so badly for us to finally get our own place. Not only so we can move out of this single bedroom setup that I'm currently streaming out of, but also so we can move out of her dad's house. I've talked about it a little bit on stream. but I don't share it like often. Obviously, like I'm not talking about it every single live stream, just because it's not something I'm the most thrilled to discuss. But we currently live with her dad, which has its pros and cons. One of the beneficial things about it is the fact that like we get to save a ton of money that we wouldn't otherwise be able to obtain renting. It's literally impossible to try to afford a house right now if you rent. It's just not feasible. Like, the housing market's so fucked. So is the renting market. That, like, if you want to buy a house, you basically need to either live somewhere for free, sleep on someone's couch, or be homeless for a couple years, just so you can save up the appropriate and adequate amount of money to afford a house. And thankfully, because we've been living with her dad, we've been able to save up a ton of money. It's how we saved up enough for the wedding that we had, which was pretty, I don't want to say expensive on stream because people are then going to overestimate it in their heads. But it was expensive for us, two very poor, broke people. We didn't have it like at the courthouse or at a bar or in a family member's backyard, which are a lot of the weddings I've been to in my lifetime because I've grown up in a very poor family. And that's not to shit talk any of my family members' weddings. I should clarify that. It's probably important context. I am not trying to make myself sound better nor put down any of my family members who have had like a barnyard wedding. That's just the nature of how growing up in a low income environment works, Oftentimes all you can afford is like a wedding in your backyard. And some of those weddings I've been to are very beautiful. Like one of the first weddings I ever was a part of, meaning like I was part of the wedding party, was in a backyard. And it was gorgeous because it was in a very wooded, secluded section of the backyard. So you almost couldn't tell it was a backyard. It was just like in the woods. But obviously Abby and I wanted to save up for something a little bit more than that. And we had the ability to do so because we live with her dad and we don't pay rent, which we're very thankful for. We're very, very thankful that we were able to have a wedding that was more than just at the courthouse. We're in someone's backyard. Yeah, very, very gracious for that. And similarly, we're very thankful that, living with her dad, not paying rent, has allowed us to save up money for a house. Because before I lived with Abby, even before I met Abby, was dating her back before we were even married, I lived in a couple apartments. And that shit sucked. Like, most of my income was just going towards rent and utilities. It was terrible. Like, it was near unlivable. So, again, we're very, very thankful to be able to save up for a house. But obviously, there are downsides to living with, like, your father-in-law. For me, specifically. Like, the lack of privacy, the fact that, like, we just have no equity in this house, and that's what we're striving for by buying a house. And we really, really want to just finally live in a place that is entirely our own. We can cook meals entirely for ourselves. We don't need to, like, consider anyone but ourselves, which is kind of the dream for most married couples. What most married couples are expected to do. Like, it shouldn't sound so crazy to say out loud, but it is. Like, it is a little... I don't want to say frustrating, but it's an added layer to always be like, okay, what dinner can we make tonight that me, her, and her dad will like? Or when should we make dinner tonight in the context of when I'll be home, she'll be home, and her dad will be home? It'll be so much easier and so much less work when it's just the two of us and we don't have to have that third variable, which I'm looking forward to. But it's been difficult, bro. It's been so difficult. Like, the housing market sucks right now. And I know we've ranted about it in a lot of previous streams, to the point where I don't even remember what I have and have not said, so apologies if some of this is redundant. But, like, there's so many just large corporations out there buying up houses, which makes it really difficult to find a place. And then there's also so many, like, rich boomers buying up houses. Like, Tim Dillon went on a rant about it recently, which I actually found super funny. Hold up, let me see if I can find it. I know we're only 20 minutes into the stream, and I'm already taking a break to watch a video, do a little reaction time. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of reaction. Nothing wrong with being a little bit of a reactor. Little react Andy. Unless you're the Fine Brothers, in which case there's pretty much everything wrong with being a reactor. They've kind of ruined the art of reacting. It's not an art with them, it's a fucking chill. It's a goddamn exploitation. Tim Dillon Boomer House Rant. Can I find it? I think I found it. Oh my god, it's 7 minutes, but I'm pretty sure this is the rant. I don't remember it being this long, but that just shows you how funny he is. Because bro can rant for 7 minutes, and it's entirely off the cuff, no filler, just completely hilarious rant. Like, there will be no downtime, and it's so fucking funny. Hold up, let me pull this up. Let me pull this shit up. So monitor 1. Do I have my chat box on this? No, I don't think I do. No, not that one. Why does it look bad? Hold up. Let's do something fun for a second. We were tech support at the beginning of the stream. We're gonna be tech support at the end of the stream. It's not even the end of the stream. We're just gonna be tech support again. I want to copy and paste my chat box over to that window. And I think I can do it pretty quickly. Copy. Go back to monitor 1. Can we make this look good? Paste reference. Doesn't look bad. We just got to shrink it down a little bit to fit. That doesn't look bad. I'm getting a phone call, I'm pretty sure, but my phone's on the charger and I can't get up right now to look at it. That's not bad, brothers. Hopefully it's not my wife calling me. If she is, I'm so sorry. How do we think about that? That looks good, right? I think that looks good. And then we can just move the events list like over here. I could realistically copy the Windows notepad that I use for the events list. So if I go back to my Fire Red and Leaf Green shiny hunting, oh, it's not the notepad. I use the notepad for my face cam. It's the connection terminal that I use for the events list. I don't feel like doing that right now. We'll do that off stream. But at least you guys get the chat now whenever we're watching YouTube videos. You guys can see the chat. It's not bad. I don't hate that. Does it look better or worse in theater mode? Worse, way worse. Okay, anyways. I was wondering why I couldn't hear it. My tab was muted. Tab was muted.
Like the boomers are flying in large numbers now. And the boomers are flying to go visit and torture and torment their children. This is why boomers are traveling all over the country, is to go to where their children have been forced to live and laugh at them. This is what boomers like to do. They go, that you pay this for that?
This rant I got recently recommended to me. And I think it's because the YouTube algorithm knows that I'm looking for a house, trying to buy a house, and constantly getting outbid by the older generations who have so much more money because they've been able to save when things cost like a nickel and a dime for them. And then I'm getting outbid by like 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds who don't even need this house. They just want to buy it to spit on my face.
That's the whole point. Anytime a boomer gets in a plane, it is so that the plane can land and they can go to their children's house and go, oh my God, this is what you're living in? This is how you live? And the reason for that is because boomers refuse to sell their houses. Boomers are 85 years old, riddled with 4 cancers, and will not sell their house unless they make $900,000. Mm-hmm. They have impoverished an entire generation of people that cannot get into the real estate market because boomers themselves refuse to leave.
And brother, I remember when I was like a child, my like great grandparents, that's exaggerating. My great grandparents. I don't know why I said great. My grandparents' parents moved out of their house, went to an old folks home. Like that was normal. Like elderly people would just go to an old folks home or a hospice as they were getting to that age where they couldn't take care of themselves. But as my wife and I have been hunting for houses, so many of the houses we've found are being owned by people who are just kind of hoarding them like a dragon, like Smog from The Hobbit. Like they refuse to give it up.
There's all kinds of articles about this now, and it's hilarious. Boomers will not relinquish their hold on suburban real estate in America. They won't. They won't do it. If they took a little less money, for example, for their house, if the boomers went, you know what? I'll take a little less money for this house, and I'll just put it back on the market so that someone else could have a shot. But boomers are sitting there. They've got 17 pills they take every day just to stay alive. And they pick up the phone, and the real estate agent goes, maybe we could do this. We can get you this. And they go, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You will never get this house for under 1.9. They refuse to leave because it's their biggest coup d'etat. The boomer having a McMansion in a place like Long Island is the thing that they have that allows them to, they're the lord of the manor.
And going back to the point he made about like not selling for lower than what they want is also pissing me off as my wife and I have started looking for houses. I won't use specific numbers, not only because I don't want to give away too much of my personal information, not trying to dox myself, but like I'll give you an example without getting too nitty gritty with the finances. My wife and I found a house that was on the market, and it had been on the market for a while, like multiple weeks, which is rare in today's housing market. As I was saying earlier, oftentimes corporations with lots of money, lots of, you know, investor backing, or just boomers who have accrued a ton of money by sitting on it like smog when the fucking when things were good and you were able to save, and it wasn't fucking $12 to order a Big Mac meal from McDonald's. Like back when you actually had a shot at at saving and owning property. Like, sorry, I'm getting off the rails. Houses nowadays will go up on the market and a day later be sold because either corporations with a ton of money or boomers with a ton of money will buy it. And my wife and I found this house that had been on the market for weeks, which was kind of cool to see, but also a little suspect because we were like, what's wrong with it? Why has it not been bought yet? So we went and we toured around this house. And as we walked through it, we didn't notice anything that was wrong with it. We didn't see anything visibly, explicitly that was, worn or torn. However, because it had been on the market for weeks and no one had put an offer in on it, no one had bought it, we were still, again, suspect. We were a little nervous. So we put an offer in at $10,000 lower than what they were asking for it. And we wanted a mandatory inspection. And the inspection's kind of like almost like a bidding chip that a lot of people use with houses. Like, if someone puts a house up on the market for $1 million, and I'm using that number because it's exaggeratory and it's a number that I would never be able to afford, so I can use that number and not dox myself. If someone puts a number up like $1 million and four people bid $1 million, but one of those four people bid $1 million and they don't want an inspection on the house, that person's probably going to win the bidding war because the seller is going to pick the one guy who doesn't want an inspection over the three offers who do want the house inspected. Because even if your house is in good condition, an inspector might find a little bit of mold or a little bit of, like, I don't know, termite damage. And then you got to fix that. So, because we were the only offer, we're like, we want an inspection. There's no other offers that are going to undercut us or waive an inspection. And therefore, because we're the only offer, we want an inspection. The seller of this house was like, no, you're not going to undercut us by 10,000, and we don't want you to do an inspection. And we're like, okay, maybe they're just playing hardball. Maybe they're just doing a counter offer. So we'll meet them in the middle. Instead of underselling their house by 10,000 and offering a low bid of 10,000, we then countered again with, okay, we'll buy the house for 5,000 under asking price instead of 10, but we want an inspection. And instead of countering a second time, instead of, going back and forth with us like you do when you're bidding, when you're haggling, the seller of that house just decided, nope, and they backed out. They immediately canceled all communication with us. What the fuck? And honestly, maybe it was a good thing because maybe they were trying to hide something that was wrong with their house that we would have found with an inspection. But that just proves his point. Like, these motherfuckers, these boomers, literally will not sell their house for less than what they want, for less than the asking price. And it's like, dog, your house has been on the market for weeks. No one else has even put an offer in. No one else is even interested. We're the first person to give you an offer. And because we offered $10,000 less than what you're asking, you said no. And then we countered with, okay, $5,000 less than what you're asking. And you decided, actually, cancel all communications. We don't want you anymore. You hit the block, mute, and report button. Okay. Like, what the fuck? These people are insane. Like, I'm losing my mind trying to, like, partake in the housing market because corporations and boomers I'm convinced are clinically insane and they're ruining it for like the common man.
And they can impress upon their children what failures they are because they don't live in the style that the boomers live in. Now the boomers, of course, will leave out all the advantages they had to get said house, but they will not relinquish that because that is the thing that they have. You know,
I thought all streamers were millionaires. Oh, you're so right. Yeah, actually, I'm just also sitting on top of my wealth like a dragon, like Smog. Um, but I'm holding on to it for later, not a house. Instead, I want to buy a castle or maybe an AI data center. I haven't decided yet.
this is the thing that they have. This is the way that they judge. There was an article why boomers will not move into more size appropriate homes, which I love because boomers are, if anything, they are selfish. They like themselves, which makes them funny. That's what makes them really, really funny. And the reason that they won't leave these houses is because they cannot imagine trying to live in a more simple way, even in like the twilight of their days. In the twilight of their days, they need more space. And then their millennial children can't afford any of this. So they're on planes now, complaining about everything, waiting for the plane to land. So their first stop is going to go to their children's house and then go, oh my God, it's so small here. It's very small. I mean, I feel so bad for your when we were coming, I mean, we worked harder than you guys, of course. And we had a lot more to deal with, but at least you got something for your money. You got a little something. It's like, you're the reason. You are the reason. We have the oldest Congress in American history. These people will not retire. Boomers hold on for dear life to everything. To everything. They are falling down in the halls of Congress. They will not leave. They will not quit. This is why the world looks the way it does. It's being run exclusively by like elderly boomers who will not leave.
And that's another point that I find so frustrating. Listen, I'm not having kids, all right? I know that about myself. My wife doesn't want kids. I don't want kids. It's why we're a perfect match, okay? We both grew up very poor, and one of the reasons we don't want kids is because we know that we would not be able to provide them a better life than what we had. And we grew up in some pretty shitty situations. And therefore, we don't want a child to grow up in a shitty situation, in a poor household, potentially in a worse household, like a lower income household than what we grew up in. And there's also other reasons we don't want them to, have other side, like another reason we don't want to have kids because like I have seizures and she has her own health effects that I won't air out on stream, and therefore like it'd be selfish of us to have a kid and then that kid has our preconceived medical conditions and we're just like, good luck, bud, sorry, we knew we had these health problems but we wanted to give that to you anyways. No, that's fucking insane. So like, I think both of those reasons I just mentioned are completely valid, and if anything, morally correct, like selfless reasons as to why you should not have kids. I do not want to have a kid because I do not want them to live a worse life than I've lived. I would only have a kid if they could have a better life than I've lived. To me, that just makes sense. But to so many people of the older generations, they're just happily, mindlessly, selfishly going about their life. And that life is one that is superior by leaps and bounds, so much better than the lives their children are having. And I don't understand that logic. I don't understand having kids and then putting those children in situations that are worse than your own, living a life that is superior to your kids and just watching your kids struggle and kind of saying, ah, tough luck. Sorry. Like that's, to me, that's the pinnacle of selfishness, and it It frustrates me.
They are afraid of not running the show. They will not. Yeah, according to a recent Merrill Lynch retirement study of more than 3,600 respondents, 49% of retirees didn't downsize in their last move, and 30% actually ended up moving into larger homes. This is how sick some of these people are. They go, I'm 100 and I want more. I want a bigger home. I want a bigger home to show my kids what losers they really are. That's really what it comes down to. I want a mansion now to show my kids how much better I've done than them. They will not let go. They will not let go. Diane, what's her name? Feinstein died in office. She was a corpse for years, died in office. Our president, he will not step aside. He won't step aside. It's kind of a common thing to the whole boomer thing is just hold on to it. Hold on for dear life. But I see them, when you get on a plane, obviously there's people of all ages, but you'll just kind of key in on the boomers and they're just kind of, it's very judgmental. And, they're in like economy plus. They paid just a little bit more. They've paid just a little bit more so they can harass the flight attendant.
That's the other thing that pisses me off. Working in a service industry, for example, my last job being the amusement park industry, some of the people that treated me the worst were of the older generation. People who had like the most money and the most time on this earth to develop respect, yet had the least of it. And it's like, dog, how am I getting more respect, more pleases and thank yous from like a literal preteen whose seatbelt I just checked? Then when I check your seatbelt, you're like, that's too tight. Unlock it, unlock it. What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. Next time I'll just let you fly out of the roller coaster. Like, what the pisses me off. I don't understand. And like, Abby and I will be at a restaurant. And like, to me, because I've worked in service jobs, care so much about other service workers. Like, if I'm in a restaurant, you could be the absolute worst, most dog trash, just terrible waiter, and I'll still tip. I'll still place. I just mixed up my words there. I'll still say please and thank you. Like, I won't even complain. But the table next to me could be a group of elderly people, and their first reaction is, how do we get this ticket comped? How do we get this meal returned to us? How do we complain to the manager? I want my money back. Like, that's so frustrating to me. I don't know. And I'm poor. Like, if I get shitty service, I would love my money back. That's money that I could easily use to my benefit right now. But I made the choice to go to this Texas Roadhouse. I made the choice to order a 14-ounce ribeye. And if the cook ended up preparing that ribeye medium well instead of rare like I asked, then okay, that's a bummer. But that was a risk I was willing to take by going to a Texas Roadhouse instead of a fucking 5-star steakhouse. And you know why I didn't go to the 5-star steakhouse? Because I can't fucking afford it. But you'll get these motherfuckers who are 80 years old, probably could afford the 5-star steakhouse, but then they go to a Texas Roadhouse and expect 5-star quality. Brother, have some self-awareness. Like, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get prime rib at the Longhorn.
A standard deviation more than the people in the back. They have a little bit of status, and maybe some of them are in first, who knows? But they're all just traveling to some city where their children live, and they can go and judge them for how they live. Right. And they never make the connection that, none of us have put our homes back on the market. None of us have, God forbid, taken a little bit less and simplified our lives. so that we're effectively locking out. Because, by the way, guess who loves the BlackRock and everybody giving everybody crazy money? The boomers.
Mhm.
They go, yeah, you give me that $2 million. They love it. They love it. They'll tell you one of the favorite pastimes of anyone over a certain age. They'll tell you what they can get for their house. Immediate. You don't even ask. You do not even, and they do it on holidays, like on Christmas and stuff. They know why they're doing it too. They know exactly why they're doing it.
Mhm.
They sit immediately. They go, yeah. They go, you want to hear something crazy? And you're like, okay. And usually when someone says that, you want to hear something crazy,
Yeah.
you would think they're going to tell you something crazy, like some crazy story they heard. When a boomer says you want to hear something crazy, they just want to tell you the exact amount of money they have. That's exact. They go, no, come here, listen to this. I bought this for $200,000. You know what they tell me I could get now? 1.8. Isn't that something? But guess what? I ain't leaving for under 2.
I hate it. it pisses me off, bro. And watching that video again reminds me of a tweet I saw yesterday. I think I retweeted it actually, so it's probably on my profile right now because I retweeted it. I saw a tweet and it was basically like, when my wife and I grow old, I can't wait to be like the boomers and go to a restaurant and just cough everywhere. And you know what? That's what my wife and I want to do as well. That's the dream. To grow old and cough everywhere. That's the fucking dream, let me tell you. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Searching for a house has really just ruined my mental state. Because again, like, my wife and I don't have the type of money to win these bidding wars against the boomers or the large corporations that are just buying up all the houses. If a house goes up on the market, for asking price, my wife and I oftentimes are only going to be able to afford that asking price or less. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. The most recent house we bid on had, I think, 6 bids in total, including us. So we weren't expecting to get it. Especially because my wife and I are using a first-time homebuyer's loan. So that loan kind of forces the homeowner who's selling to do at the minimum of a termite inspection. So even if my wife and I wanted to be a competitive bid and we waived the inspection in our offer, they'd still have to do a termite inspection. Because again, first-time homebuyer, it tries to protect you in certain ways, which I appreciate. I appreciate that as a first-time homebuyer, there are legislation and rules in place to protect us. But if someone bids against us who isn't a first-time homebuyer, they can waive every inspection and they can waive a termite inspection. They just can request not to do it. And the seller's probably going to pick them over us, because why would they choose to do a termite inspection? And therefore, when we went into this most recent bid, this most recent house that we bid on, I should specify, we weren't expecting to get it because we were one of 6 bids. But we come to find out that the winning bid, which obviously wasn't us, was someone who was able to put up half of the price of the house in cash. So they paid up front over half of the price of the house just that day in cash. Meanwhile, my wife and I are doing this shit through a loan. So, like, we're paying monthly installments and therefore obviously can't afford half of the price of a house in cash. What the fuck do you mean? It's insane. How are we supposed to compete against that? How are we supposed to compete against people who can afford 50% the cost of a house in cash. I bought this home for the price of today's Big Mac and won't sell it for less than 10 million. Literally, that's probably who bought that house for half in cash. What the fuck? Actually insane. I have no words. Anyways, let's see if we got any shinies. That might make me feel a little bit better. This is our first reset of the stream, by the way. We're almost an hour into the stream. I apologize. I will say though, that's the first time we've done a react video on stream in a long time, and I kind of miss it. I took a very long break from doing like react live streams. For those of you who don't know, back in the day, I used to do entire like 2-3 hour long streams where the only thing we did on stream was reacting to videos with chat, and I'd take suggestions from chat. But I stopped doing that because even though I feel like I do a good job of actually reacting and adding my own commentary and content to the video, to the point where I'm not just straight up stealing their content, I'm actually, you know, having... What's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of it right now. Oh my god, I literally can't think of it right now. There's a term that's used for like reaction content, and it's whether or not you're just stealing it or you're transforming it. That's the word. I feel like I do actually transform content when I react to it, but I don't know. Even though I feel transformative when I react to videos, I still feel a little scummy just spending an entire live stream reacting to stuff, because it doesn't feel original. It doesn't feel like my content, and it always felt like low-hanging fruit for me. So I don't react to videos much anymore on stream. However, I do miss it sometimes, and that video is fun to react to. And hey, at the very least, I do a better job of most streamers who react to content, where like, unlike XQC, for example, I'm not just getting up out of my chair, going to eat lunch, and leaving my fucking face cam unoccupied, empty. And unlike Hassan, I'm not sitting here shocking my dog with 10,000 volts while a video plays, once again, with 0 reactions. Like, I at least try to add my own commentary to the videos. Though I guess you could make the argument for Hassan. He adds some commentary. Though I guess he doesn't. Kaya adds the commentary in the form of yelps and barks. Hassan's not really adding commentary, he's just pressing a button on the shock collar. But yeah, even though I really enjoy doing react commentary, and I enjoy doing react content, and reacting to that video made me miss doing it. I don't know. I don't do it much anymore because it feels like low-hanging fruit, and it's way less original, and it feels like content that's less my own, obviously. Like, it's less of me than playing a game or hosting a game show or just talking with a chat in a just chatting setting. Like those types of things, talking with chat, playing a shiny hunting stream, or hosting a game show, that feels far more original, and it feels like content I actually own compared to just reacting to a video. Yeah, it's rough out there. It's been really rough trying to find a house. Like I said, my wife and I have been looking, and oftentimes before we can even get a bid placed on a house, it's been purchased. Like a house will go up one day and it's been purchased by the next day. Or we'll have situations like I discussed earlier where my wife and I will find a house that's been up on the market for weeks with 0 bids, and we try to bid, but we request an inspection because it's suspect that your house has been up on the market for weeks, and the seller of that house just outright blocks and reports us. That last part's a joke, but they definitely blocked us. They did not want to talk to us anymore. Which honestly almost confirms the fact that something suspect, something fishy was going down with that house. Something was wrong with it. But I don't know. It's just so tough. It's so difficult. And like, people that we talk to, both family and friends who own houses already, are trying to be reassuring, and I appreciate them trying to be optimistic. They're like, hey, once you finally get a house, you know, the market just always goes up. So you'll have that equity in that house, and it'll be worth more in later years. And maybe one day when you do want to sell it decades from now, you'll make your money back. But like, first off, I'm a very paranoid person. We all know this. You know this. I know this. The government watching me through my face cam knows this. And I'm also a very pessimistic person. So I don't always believe the idea that it is always going to go up in price. Like, I know that logically, mathematically, it should. But there's always that voice in the back of my head that's just telling me it's not going to. And then it's so difficult to just find a house in the first place. How the fuck are we supposed to afford one? Like, when we're constantly getting outbid. And we have people literally buying houses that we did bid on in cash, which we can't do. Can't wait for the market to crash. That's what we were waiting for a while. So I've lived with my wife and thus lived with her dad for 4 years now. So we've had like over 4 years to save money and put money aside for a house. And for those 4 years, we've also been waiting for the market to crash, and it just hasn't. And I don't know how much longer I can live with her stepfather. And eventually, like I said, we want a place for ourselves. We want the equity of owning a house. So like, that's why we started looking for a house this year, because living with her dad can only go on for so long. We can't do that forever. If we're always waiting for the market to crash, once again, I'm so pessimistic and so paranoid. I'm worried that if we wait for the market to crash, it'll take like 30 years for the market to crash, and then we'll be living with her dad for 30 years. But I'm also so paranoid. Maybe I just am constantly thinking about the worst case scenario, which is a terrible personality to have. But like, I'm so worried that the moment we buy a house, next day the market crashes, and we could have found a house for cheaper. But like, I guess you can't live in that constant paranoia. Because even if that does happen, let's say that hypothetically happens. I buy a house tomorrow, and then on Saturday, the housing market crashes, and my house has now gone down in price. Like, it's unavoidable. You can't predict that. The only people that would have been able to predict that are BlackRock, all of our state senators, and Bill Gates. Like, those are the only people who would have known ahead of time. So, I obviously won't know that. And therefore, like, living in an attitude of anger, frustration, and disappointment with myself, if that happens, is going to do nothing but negativity for, like, my mental health. And therefore, I definitely shouldn't live my life like that. I want the best for me, my wife, and our relationship. And sometimes you gotta spin a negative into a positive and just try your best to think glass half full. That way, the relationship can continue to be a positive experience for everyone. That's when you buy a second house. You're so right. You're so right, brother. Take advantage. Buy low, sell high. That's when we sell the house for less than we just bought it for. And buy again. Buy high, sell low. That's what my economics teacher always told me in high school. That's the strategy I plan to utilize. I'm going to buy a house super, super high price, sell it low second the market crashes. I'm a man of the people. What can I say? Yeah. I don't know. It's just a bummer. We've looked at a lot of houses now. Like, since we started house hunting at the beginning of this year, we're in at least the triple digits at looking at houses online, maybe in the thousands. That might be pushing it, but we've looked at hundreds of houses online, and we've looked at double-digit number of houses in person. Like, toured houses, walked through them, and we've seen a lot of different types of houses by doing that. We've toured houses that were beautiful, gorgeous, and definitely out of our price range. We've also toured houses that looked like a crack whore lived there. Like, run down, literally wouldn't even be worth the money for the land. You couldn't even call it a fixer-upper, because by that definition it implies the structure of the house is in an upright position. And some of them bitches are looking like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like, I don't know, bro. We've seen all types of houses now, and it's rough out there. The most heartbreaking one, though, was the house that we most recently lost. The one that someone offered half of the price of the house in cash. And again, I wasn't expecting to get that house because there were like 6 bids on the house. And therefore, there's no world where the two of us, two very poor, broke people, are going to be the highest bid. But it was gorgeous. It was a Tudor-style home. And if you don't know what that means, it's like a very Germanic style house, and that's like one of my favorite styles of home. I just think that style of house is absolutely beautiful. I've built that style of house in Minecraft many, many times, and there was something about living in my favorite Minecraft style of home in real life that was just, I don't know, so pleasing to me. Like, I could make my Minecraft dreams a reality. And it's so, so beautiful. And I'm so sad we lost that house. And what sucks is so many of the cheaper houses on the market nowadays, the ones that we can afford, are like townhomes, which I really don't want to live in, because all of my apartments that I've lived in were either townhome apartments or just shared apartments where you're living in a big building with a bunch of people in that building, and you have like a shared wall, a shared floor, a shared ceiling. And I've had terrible experiences living in both shared apartments and shared townhomes, where you got like neighbors banging on the walls and the floors. And I don't want to then buy a house that I'm going to be living in permanently for potentially years on end and have to share walls, ceilings, floors of that house with other people. But like, townhomes are the cheapest houses right now. And then another really cheap style of house, and I forget what it's called, but it kind of just looks like a a very small ranch home, but the roof is in like this very ugly pyramid shape, or it just has no roof at all. And I hate those as well. But like again, I understand why it's cheap because it's like there's nothing to it. Anyways, we have another reset here worth of abra that bumps us up to 6,713 abra. See if we get a shiny. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Nothing there. Unlucky. I'm also getting really hungry out of nowhere, which is so weird because I ate before this stream. Like, I took an adequate amount of time to have everything prepared mentally, physically, emotionally before this stream, so I didn't need to like get up and pause the stream. Because like sometimes I'll forget to like use the bathroom before the stream, and then I need to like get up and take a piss, which I always feel bad about because I try to be professional. All right, no pee breaks on the clock. All right, we treat this shit like an Amazon warehouse. If you want to use the bathroom, that's gonna be 3 attendance points, dumbass. And like sometimes I'll forget to have water on stream, but I have several water bottles by my desk today. And I also ate food, so I wouldn't be hungry. But like, my stomach's already growling again. I think it might be because I did not eat literally anything yesterday. And it's half because I'm trying to work out more and eat less. I'm trying to lose weight this year. Now, I specifically said eat less. And I understand eating nothing is unhealthy. You gotta eat something. It wasn't intentional that I ate nothing yesterday. It just happened, okay? It was just accidental. And therefore, maybe because I ate literally nothing yesterday, eating lunch today wasn't like enough to compensate for both today and yesterday's meals. Thankfully, I at least have a snack by my desk. I have chips, but I don't want to get my fingers greasy and then get grease all over my controllers. But I got some peanuts. Or as some people across the states would say with certain dialects, I got some peanuts. Or if you just want to be funny, I got penis. Eat a couple peanuts real quick. Eat the rich, yeah. That's what I wish I could do right now. I just remembered something I gotta do. I remembered I need to text my wife, but my phone is sitting on the charger. My phone is sitting on the charger. And I don't want to get up. Okay. Beautiful. Alright. Send me her number, I'll text her for you. What if I try to call her? Is there a way I could call her? What if we try to Facebook Messenger call her? I know she won't answer a Discord call. Maybe she would. I got penis stuck in my teeth. Sorry. Peanuts. Sorry. Peanuts. The first 2 times was a joke. The third time I said it accidentally incorrect was not a joke. I just genuinely fucked up pronouncing it. Twice, it was a joke. Third time, I'm just having a stroke. No, I can't wait. I don't think you can do calls with Facebook Messenger on. I don't think you can do calls over the web app. Wait, I can try. What? Oh my god, that's so loud. How do I turn it down? Call ended. That's so fucking. That was a jump scare. That gave me like fucking flashback PTSD to Microsoft Teams. Okay, she just messaged me back. Can I call you on Discord? Wait, we're gonna call my wife live on stream. This is exciting. This is so exciting, guys. If not, it can wait until later. Or I can just message you. Why do I need a caller? I don't need a caller. Or I can just message you, lol. No, call her. It doesn't have to be a call. Yeah, I think I'm in streamer brain right now, which is like, I have to call her. Let's get her on the stream. But like, it doesn't need to be a call. Oh, she said sure. Wait, let's fucking Discord message her. I've never used, by the way, I've never used Facebook Messenger on PC before. The notifications and like sound effects sound like a knockoff Skype. That sounds gross. That sounds like just trash. Sounds fucking gross. Okay, we're calling her on Discord. Hi, Abby.
Hello?
Hey, you're on my stream real quick. I have to remind you something.
Oh.
I just thought about it. Can you please, when you go to the grocery store on your way home from work today, get me a pack of cheese hot dogs, hot dog buns, and white birch beer? Separate for me. Like, if you want to get hot dogs as a meal, then you'd have to get 2 things of hot dogs, 2 things of hot dog buns.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. This is why I love you and you're great.
Okay, love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Yeah, we did not need to call her. I was definitely in streamer brain. I was definitely in streamer brain, and that's why I wanted to call her. But I'm glad the chat understood. The chat was like, "Yes, call her." That could have been a message, but my streamer brain was in full effect, and I'm like, "I gotta call her. This needs to be a moment on stream. This needs to be a little effect. This needs to be a moment, a clip." You eat a whole pack of hot dogs by yourself? No, it's for a future stream we're gonna do. Here, let me look through these shinies and I'll talk about it. It's actually gonna be for a challenge we're gonna do on stream. Let me look through these shinies though. I don't want to spoil it yet. You guys gotta wait till after we look through these shinies and I'll tell you about it. so far, we're not getting very good luck. We're not getting much luck at all, actually. Nothing there. All good. Let's reset. So I have a fun stream idea I want to do that I thought about before, but it had been reminded to me, almost re-entered into my brain by another streamer. So I don't know if anyone knows what the 999 challenge is, specifically in the context of baseball. But the premise of the challenge is you go to a baseball game and you have to eat 9 hot dogs, drink 9 beers, and do all of that in the 9 innings in which a baseball game takes place. And the one caveat to that rule is for every run that is scored in a baseball game, you can subtract one of the hot dogs or one of the beers. So, say for example, the final tally of a baseball game is 5-4, then you can subtract 5 hot dogs, 4 beers. You only have to eat 4 hot dogs and drink 5 beers. However, it is very much so a luck-based challenge, and I've seen a lot of content creators online do this challenge. And depending on the day you go and what game you attend, you could go to a game where the final score of the baseball game is like 18-2, and that's more points than hot dogs and beers. Or you go to a baseball game and the final total is 1-0. Sorry, buddy, you're eating 8 hot dogs and drinking 9 beers. And I always thought about wanting to do something similar to that challenge myself. And then I kind of got, forgotten about. I put the idea in my brain, and then it got stored away in the back recesses of my mind, and low-key forgot about it. But what reminded me about this challenge was another streamer and content creator, Baseline Mac. Because he took that idea, specifically in the context of the new Pokemon Champions game. And he booted up a Pokemon Champions live stream. And every time he won a match of Pokemon Champions, he was able to subtract a hot dog or a beer. But he had to eat one every game. So, therefore, and this didn't happen in the video, I'm just explaining a hypothetical so you understand it a little bit better. Because I realized I wasn't explaining it very well. He starts his stream, plays 8 matches of Pokemon Champions. If he loses the first 8, he's just eating 4 hot dogs and drinking 4 beers straight. But if he wins the first 8, he's sure eaten 4 hot dogs and drank 4 beers. But he's also subtracted 4 hot dogs and subtracted 4 beers. So he only has 1 of each left. Hopefully that makes a bit more sense than the first way I explained it. And I watched his YouTube edit of the Twitch stream, because I think I was working the day he streamed it, so I didn't actually see the VOD live. And it reminded me about the 999 challenge. And I'm like, oh my god, I've always wanted to do a version of this challenge. How could I forget? So, the reason I just called my wife on stream and reminded her to get a pack of hot dogs and a case of white birch beer which if you don't know is non-alcoholic because I'm not allowed to drink as a seizure patient. The medication I'm on would quite literally kill me if I drank and took that medication at the same time. But the reason I asked her to pick that up is because I plan on doing my own 999 challenge live stream soon. Might be tomorrow, honestly. I plan on playing a couple games tomorrow. And I'm going to do this challenge specifically within Mario Super Sluggers. I think it's fitting. Maybe the most fitting video game you could play for this challenge. Because it's a baseball game, and it's arguably the best baseball game, alright? MLB The Show, never heard of it. Move aside. Mario Super Sluggers is heat. And I've thought about this a lot. What I want the rules to be for my challenge is I have to eat a minimum of 1 hot dog or drink a minimum of 1 beer for every run that I allow scored against me. Because in that game, playing against the computers is actually pretty easy. Even on the most difficult difficulty. And therefore, I can play most games and only allow like 1 or 2 runs to be scored against me. So in a normal game, I'm probably only going to have to eat like 1 hot dog, drink 1 white birch beer. And for every game I win, which I expect to be most of them, I can subtract 1. So I expect, and again, this is rough estimates, alright? I'm doing rough math. I expect the ratio to be for like every 1 game, I'm subtracting 1 hot dog or 1 white birch beer, but I'm eating or drinking 1 or 2 of them. And to make it a little bit more fun and just to mix it up throughout the course of the live stream, and also to make it a little bit more challenging, we're going to be playing with random teams. So I won't be able to pick my own teams, my own characters, nor will I be able to choose who's on the enemy roster. Because if I could choose who's on my team, then it gets really easy. Like, I could basically deny any points be scored against me. I could just put 3 Koopas in the outfield, Red Koopa, Green Koopa, and Paratroopa, and they can all but stop any home runs from being scored with the buddy jump mechanic. And that's such a silly mechanic in that game, but it's so funny also. Where if you get 2 outfielders who have good chemistry, aka like the 3 Koopas, one of the Koopas can like kneel on the ground, put his 2 hands up, and the other Koopa can put his feet on his hands, and he can throw him into the air, and he'll jump into the air and catch the home run. Almost like you're throwing your teammate in the air so they can stop a home run. That would have normally been like out of the park. However, we're going to use random teams, so we won't have the potential to do that, at least not every game. There might be some games where we get lucky, and the randomized teams, the randomized roster selection gives us like all 3 Koopas, but I doubt that'll happen. If we played Wii Sports Baseball, I would probably die. Like, I would have 50 points scored against me and have to eat 50 hot dogs. That would actually be insane. But yeah, that's my plan. Maybe we do it tomorrow. I'm not 100% certain. Because I don't even know what I'm playing tomorrow yet. I was kind of leaving it up in the air. Whenever you see on my stream schedule the words Variety Gaming, it low-key means I don't know what I'm playing. My plan for tomorrow is either to do Counter-Strike 2, play more Cash. I've been having a lot of fun playing Cash, I'll be honest with y'all. Or, if I have like friends online who want to play a specific game, I can play that game with them. Or maybe we do this Mario Super Sluggers challenge. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing a little bit of editing, like video editing, in tomorrow's stream, but I've kind of been stun locked from video editing, so I don't feel bad airing him out live on stream because he said it himself in this Twitch chat, so it's not like I'm exposing him. I have been editing Wolf's Den Season 1, the game show that I hosted on my stream 2 weeks ago now. And I expected the YouTube edit of this game show to take a couple weeks, arguably a month or two. I expected it to take a long time. However, I've low-key been stun-locked from continuing that edit because Zach has yet to send me the rest of his footage. He sent me the first half of his footage, so like the first 3 hours, and then he said he would send me the rest later on, and then he hasn't. And I've messaged him on Discord twice about it. And again, I don't feel like I'm exposing him, and I'm also not trying to like be mean about it, okay? I'm not trying to start a witch hunt in my chat. Alright? He himself said this in the chat. He brought this up in the chat as well, so that's why I feel like I'm not exposing him, and I also want to clarify I'm not trying to like start beef with him. This is just public knowledge that I was bringing up again because now it has put the edit on pause. So I don't think we can do video editing for tomorrow's live stream, unfortunately, but that might work out as a positive. Might be a good thing we can't do video editing tomorrow. Instead, we'll just do this 999 challenge in Mario Super Sluggers. And that could be fun instead. It's a nice way of course correcting. No beef, only chicken. Yeah, I'm doing the 1 block jump for chicken. I'm not doing that 2 block jump for beef. But yeah. That's a live stream I've been wanting to do for a while, and only recently was I reminded that we need to do that. So shout out Baseline Mac for reminding me. Anyways, we have another reset worth of abra to look through. We're almost at 7,000 abra, right on the cusp. Let's see if we got any shinies now that we are basically at 7,000. 7,000 abra, any shinies? I'm very curious. Come on, I want some good luck here. Nothing in box 1. Nothing in box 2. And looks like it's going to be nothing in box 3 as well. Would have been really funny if I said that and then a shiny just popped up to prove me wrong. But no, nothing in box 3. Okay. Let's look through the DS. Okay. Nope, don't move the abra. Thank you. Come on now. Nothing good there. Okay. That's fine. We'll just do another reset. It's weird, by the way. I keep looking at my face cam in the stream. It's weird seeing myself with, like, short facial hair. Like, very, very short facial hair. I had been growing it out for such a long time to the point where it was starting to look almost unkempt. I was almost looking like a homeless man. But I kind of prefer that. Like, I like having long facial hair. I definitely prefer that over no facial hair. I think with no facial hair, I just kind of look like baby-faced, and I don't like that look on myself. And then with short facial hair, listen, it's just not the vibe. It's not what I prefer, especially because I'm a 27-year-old man, but I still have yet to finish puberty, apparently. Because, like, you'll see there's a little bit of patchiness, like, here in my facial hair. It doesn't connect here or here on both sides. So, like, the beard doesn't connect to the mustache on both sides. And then the goatee doesn't connect to the beard down here at the chin. So there's a gap here, there's a patch here. I don't think that same patch exists on this side. No. So, like, one day we'll finish puberty, but that day is not today. However, when the beard was, like, really bushy and grown out, it hides that patchiness. It covers it up really well. The only reason I trimmed the beard is because I had to do that EEG last week. And they had to hook up a ton of wires to both my skull, my kind of like temple area, my collarbone area, and also one around my ears. And therefore, because they had all these wires and electrodes hooked up to my head and also around my beard and ears, just where the beard is kept, I was required to trim not only my beard but also my regular hair, because if the hair was too long, it was going to interfere with the nurse's ability to glue the electrodes to my head. So I was quite literally medically required to trim my beard, which was such a bummer. And I probably won't be trimming my beard again for the foreseeable future, because again, I hate how it looks. I'd much rather look like a homeless man than have the patchiness of my beard on full display. I had a bald spot on the bottom of my chin for the longest time. I think it's starting to fill in now, though. It's funny you say that, because I also kind of have the same thing. Like, the neck beard, which I actually think my neck beard looks fine as long as there's a regular beard with it. I'll never understand the type of dude that shaves his regular beard but grows out a neck beard. There was this one guy that used to exist on my college campus, and I would only ever see him in the common area of the English building. And he'd sit at this table on his laptop playing Rainbow Six Siege. And I wish I was joking. I wish that was an exaggeration, but it's not. This is an entirely truthful story. I never saw him anywhere else on campus, not in the dorms, not in the restaurants, not like out on the quad. The only time I ever saw this man was in the common area of the English building, sitting at a table playing Rainbow Six Siege on his laptop, and he would have no facial hair on his mustache, his chin, his beard. It was like he was purposefully shaving all of this, but he was just growing out a neck beard. And it's like, brother, what are you doing? What life decisions are you making? Stop that. And the fact that he was the fact that he was playing Rainbow Six Siege did not help. It didn't help the overall look, the overall aesthetic of his life. Yeah, funnily enough, I also kind of have that same, like, patch right under my chin. The rest of my neck can grow facial hair, but not under my chin. But, like, I don't know, bro. if I didn't have to get this EEG last week and have electrodes glued to my head for 3 days straight, I would have kept the facial hair nice and long. Because I will rather look like a homeless man than look like this. But that's okay. I also had to trim my regular hair, like I said. And I don't mind having short hair because I wear hats all day, every day anyway. So whether I have short hair, medium length hair, long hair, don't matter to me. However, the short hair definitely also exposes some, not bald spots. I don't have any bald spots on my head of hair, but it exposes my, like, forehead that is very large. When I have long hair, I can kind of cover it up with bangs. But when I have short hair like I do today, you could write a 5-paragraph essay on my forehead. Plus, I kind of vibe with, like, the mullet I was growing out. My wife likes it, at least, and whenever she compliments me, I feel good, so I liked the mullet, but sadly I had to trim all that, shave it away. It's a bummer. It really is a bummer. Yeah. I don't know. Thankfully, we won't have to do that again. Hopefully. Anytime soon. So I can grow out my hair again. I realize, though, if we want to do this Mario Super Sluggers challenge tomorrow, I'm gonna have to reinstall my Wii emulator. And by emulator, I mean my physical Wii console, if Nintendo's listening. Because my Wii emulator somehow, like, crashed, got corrupted. I don't know what happened. But it stopped working, so I just deleted it. Because, like, I don't really use emulators much anymore anyways. Last time I used an emulator on stream was maybe like 5 years ago. I just prefer physical consoles anyways. And while I own a Wii, like I have a Wii, it's currently sitting at my parents' house. I didn't bring it with me when I moved in to my wife's house. So I wouldn't be able to stream the Wii right now unless I re-download my emulator. Like, I own every Nintendo console except for a Wii U. And I think that's it, actually. It's just the Wii U. Am I forgetting one? No, I think that's it. I own every Nintendo console except for a Wii U. But I don't have all of them at this place. Some of them are still at my parents' house. And the Wii is sadly one of the consoles that is still sitting at my parents' house. That's fine. I can reinstall Dolphin pretty easily. Dolphin's one of the better, like, easier emulators anyways. Okay, we've been listening to this music for a while. What have we... Okay, I might put on a new playlist. The problem with this playlist is a lot of the, like, side effect songs are, yeah, way too short in length. That's fine. They're too long in length. Sorry, I had my words backwards there. We're gonna switch it from that playlist, which has every song in the game, but some of those songs were like literal sound effects, like sound effects that should be 30 seconds long, and they stretch them out to the length of a full-length song. So like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Instead, we're going to listen to this playlist, which has every song in the game, but some of those songs are only like 10 seconds long because that's how long the sound effect is. And honestly, I don't know which I prefer. Sometimes it annoys me when we get a song that's only 10 seconds long, so I'm like, okay, well, that was a waste of my time. But it also annoys me when we get a sound effect, and that same sound effect repeats for 5 minutes, and it's the same 10 seconds replaying on loop for 5 minutes. I think I prefer it this way. I'd rather just listen to 10 seconds than the same 10 seconds on repeat for 5 minutes. So we're going to listen to this playlist instead. Yeah. Oh, going back to the topic I was discussing at the beginning of the stream, you know, how difficult it's been for me to live stream and even just have a stream schedule in the first place. Part of the reason for that is because of the house hunting I was mentioning just a little bit ago. Like, I've been struggling to stream and try and find a house for me and my wife at the same time. I feel like I've been juggling a million balls, and I don't have time for everything. Like, I feel like I'm juggling a full-time job, a marriage, house hunting, 2 testicles, and throw on the fact that, like, you also need to be active on social media. So I'm trying to, like, post a bunch of Twitch clips daily, trying to just post funny tweets and Instagram pictures and random bullshit all the time, just so I have enough of a social media presence to maybe attract new followers to my live stream. And I am very quickly starting to, I don't know, just fall apart, and some of those balls are crashing down. The 2 testicles have been neutered. IRL stream house hunting? Nah, not just IRL doxing. Yeah, I don't know. It's been rough. Like, I'm hoping that once we finally find a house, which at this rate feels impossible. Like I said, we've looked at hundreds of houses online, and we've toured double-digit number of houses in person, and we still have yet to find one because we just keep getting outbid by richer people or richer corporations who have more money. Once we finally find a house, hopefully things will calm down, and I can go back to a stream schedule that I want to do, a stream schedule we used to do back in the day, which was like 4 or 5 streams a week, but lately it's been like 3 streams a week, and I feel bad about that. Sorry about that, brothers. I mean, even a couple weeks ago, we only did like 2 streams, but that was also the week we did the game show, and the game show was a lot of work, so I was more focused on the game show than I was focused on like putting out a ton of streams. Quality over quantity type shit. But yeah. For example, mentioned how I had to cancel my stream on the 3rd and instead replace it with a stream on the 2nd. So I kind of messed up my own stream schedule. Instead of streaming on the 3rd, I streamed on the 2nd, which was a very last-second change of plans. The reason I didn't stream on the 3rd wasn't even about house hunting. It wasn't even related to my job or my marriage. It was an entirely other factor, so throw in another layer of things going on in my life. But my wife and I went to go meet a dog that we might be adopting, which is very exciting. And it honestly was the sweetest, most adorable, beautiful dog ever. I'm just like gushing at the thought of this dog right now. It was so adorable. The only thing stopping us from adopting this dog right now is the fact that we don't have a house for it. And as you probably obviously know, the dog that we have right now, my stepfather's dog that we live with, he's not the most friendly dog. He's not mean by any means. He won't bite you. He won't like attack. But specifically, he's not super friendly towards other dogs. Therefore, because he doesn't get along with other dogs, we can't get a second dog while we live with my wife's dad, with my stepfather. So the only thing stopping us from adopting this dog right now is getting our own house. Thankfully, the one beneficial thing to this situation, the one positive, which is helping me stay happy about the situation, almost like look at it with rose-tinted glasses and not freak out or like panic and try to like buy a house right now that I can't afford. Because again, I love this dog. I would buy a house for $1 million that I don't have just so I could adopt this dog today. If I had to, like if it was a time crunch, but thankfully it's not. The reason it's not a time crunch is because the owner of the dog has explicitly said that they are waiting to give it to us because they know that we will take care of it. And it helps that it's like someone who we're friends with, someone we know in real life, someone who we have a good relationship with. So like, they're not in a rush to get rid of it. We're not in a rush to adopt the dog. And we have a good friendship with the owner, current owner of the dog. But even though we're not in a rush, I want that dog today. Like, I met that dog on Sunday. I wanted it on Sunday. It is a German Shepherd, specifically. And I love German Shepherds. That might be my favorite dog breed of all time. I fucking love German Shepherds. And it's so sweet. She's so adorable. Like, I'm so thankful that the current owner of this dog is someone that we're friends with in real life, someone we know in real life, and someone who's willing to keep the dog until we're ready to take her and isn't rushing us to take her, because this is like one of the most perfect dogs I've ever seen. And if we were on a time crunch, or say hypothetically like the current owner of the dog needed to get rid of it like right now and they were looking at multiple people, like first come first serve type of situation, I'd be freaking out trying to buy a house I can't afford for this dog. It's so adorable. I love her already, and I've only met her once and got to spend just like an hour with her, and I love her. She is so perfect. She's so well behaved as well. Like, she might be better behaved than any dog I've ever known in person, like that a family or friend has owned. Now granted, I might be a little biased right now. It might be recency bias because I'm comparing her to the dog my stepfather owns, who again isn't a bad dog, just a little mean, barks a lot, and doesn't like other dogs. But I don't think it's recency bias. Like, I'm comparing this dog to like dogs my parents have owned growing up. The one dog I owned when I lived in an apartment. Dogs my aunts and uncles have owned. And she was more well behaved than any other dog I had seen in person. It was crazy. So, not only is this German Shepherd adorable, beautiful, so nice, so sweet, so affectionate. But like one of the best behaved dogs I've ever seen. It's like a perfect dog. It's like my dream dog. And she's still relatively young too. She, I think, just recently turned 2 years old. So we'd be able to like spend most of her lifetime with her. Not that there's anything wrong with adopting an old dog. I actually think that's a very honorable thing to do. But like, for me, I'd almost be sad adopting an old dog because I know that I'd only get like a year or two with them. And it's almost more convincing for me to want to adopt this dog because I know that I'll get the majority of their lifetime together. Also, I forgot to increase the counter on the shiny counter there. We're up to 7,124. Apologies about that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really want this dog, if you can't tell. And it's only convinced me to put like more time, more effort, and more energy into house hunting. Because the sooner we get a house, the sooner we can get this dog. Now, obviously, a lot of things are going to be out of our control. But we'll see. I guess it's important I say that, though, because with me trying to put more time and more energy into house hunting, that just means I'll probably have less time and less energy for streaming. So, apologies about that, but, you know, priorities are important. It's important to prioritize, like, having a roof over our head, and I'm convinced perfect dog. Like, God created this dog for me. And then once we get both of those things, we can focus on streaming again. This music is so ominous, holy shit. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm so excited. Just such a sweet dog. So I ended up running into shiny Vulpix in Legends Arceus the other day. Pretty much gave up on getting one. Let's go. That's a good shiny, though. I caught a shiny Vulpix in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was almost like accidental. I wanted to shiny hunt for it, but I wasn't shiny hunting it yet. It was on my like to-do list, but I found it and it was just like crazy luck. How you been, by the way, Skooma? Wonderful to see you. Also, another thing I wanted to talk about, and I am so torn about this topic of conversation. I have so many conflicting thoughts about it. But I'm going to try my best to be unbiased, even though you kind of have to be biased when discussing these individuals. But while I was doing laundry this morning, I listened to Northwest's EP. And by Northwest, I mean like the Northwest, the daughter of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Because I had been hearing so many people on Twitter talking about Northwest's EP, and I even saw a couple TikToks of people playing snippets of the music. And it was pretty good from what I heard on TikTok. So I listened to the EP, and it is kind of a banger. Like, it's really good, like, EDM music. I don't know. But then I was so torn about it, and this is why I'm conflicted, because, like, obviously it's gonna be good. Like, she's the daughter of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. She has unlimited money and musical resources to make any type of music she wants. But does that discredit her from making good music? Like, should that affect how I feel about the music? Because also, like, she's a kid. Regardless of how you feel about her parents, I shouldn't necessarily be so harsh against her, a child who's only the byproduct of those parents, has technically done nothing wrong. At least not to the extent of some of her parents' wrongdoings. So I'm just so torn about it. And I wanted to bring it up because, like, I really like the album, or EP, I guess, is a more appropriate term for it. Sorry, my eyelashes are stuck together. I, like, can't see out of my left eye right now. I really like the album, especially because, like, I love me some good, like, hyperpop, like, hardcore EDM, and that album kind of leans more that genre, that direction. And I don't know, I'm so conflicted how to feel about it. I thought when you said you were listening to Northwest that you were talking about people with a Northwest accent. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I saw a really funny tweet about it where, to paraphrase the tweet, this dude said, obviously the Northwest EP is gonna be good. Her dad is Kanye, the goat of music, and her mom is Kim, the goat of being a slut. Which has nothing to do, that second part has nothing to do with music or the album. But just the way the tweet was worded, the way the pacing of the tweet was. And again, I'm paraphrasing it. It was just crazy. It was so funny. It made me laugh in the middle of the car ride home from work the other day while my wife was driving. And, like, again, while the second half of that tweet has nothing to do with the music, I think there is a point to be made about, like, obviously she's gonna be at an advantage having Kanye as her dad and Kim Kardashian as her mom. And it's thus a little bit more expected of her when she tries to dip her toes into the music genre to do well. Like, it's almost easier for her to make a good EP when those are the resources around you, the financial backers behind you, compared to just, like, a random kid from the Midwest whose parents are both on a low income fucking salary trying to get into the EDM scene. And I'm so conflicted when I say that because, like, I don't want to say that as a way to take away from the album because I think the music's good, but I also don't want to give it too much praise and, like, hype it up as the greatest EP ever made by a teenager, because, like, it's expected to be good. Your dad's Kanye. It's the same way that, like, LeBron got his son in the NBA, and respectfully, Bronny sucks. Like, sorry. LeBron's kid would never have made it into the NBA if LeBron wasn't his dad. Bronny is ass. So, I don't know. I'm so conflicted about it. I almost brought it up on stream because I wanted to hear other people's opinions on it. Because, like, the music is good. But I'm left in this weird limbo, almost this weird purgatory, where my opinion on it can't be too high. Like, I can't allow myself to think it's, like, the best EP of the year made by a teenager. Like best first release, best mixtape, whatever you want to call it. Like I can't rate it too highly in my own brain because it almost feels like Northwest has an unfair advantage compared to any other artist on the scene right now. But I also don't want to judge her unfairly and like rate it negatively just because her dad's Kanye and her mom's Kim. Like, that's not her fault. She can't control that. So, I don't know. I'm very torn, but I like the music. I will admit that. Like, I have a special place in my heart for EDM. Just the genre as a whole, as an umbrella. I know when you say EDM, there's a lot of subgenres within that, and I'm talking about like almost all of those subgenres when I say the word EDM, because when I was growing up making just YouTube content and I wasn't really live streaming a lot, so I'm talking about like 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, and I was putting out a ton of YouTube content. I listened to a fuck ton of EDM because back then the most popular non-copyrighted music to put in the background of your YouTube videos was like non-copyrighted EDM. EDM was just like the go-to, the standard, really the only genre that had a plethora of non-copyrighted songs for you to use. So while my favorite genre of music always has been and probably always will be like metal, punk, kind of, I don't want to say rock because rock's almost not the correct terminology, but like what I always referred to it as back in the day was metal punk core, a mixture of those three genres. Metal punk core really is the perfect way to describe it. While my favorite genre will always be metal punk core, EDM has a special, almost second place in my rankings, special place in my heart, because I listened to so much EDM growing up in high school when I was making YouTube videos. Now, granted, back then it was like not copyrighted EDM, but nowadays I listen to a ton of both non-copyrighted and copyrighted EDM because I still like it, I still enjoy it. But I don't know. Very conflicted about this Northwest EP. Don't know how to feel about it. Alright, with that, we are out of coins on both the DS and the GameCube. So we'll go see if we got any shinies. Alright, we'll run through the GameCube first. I should increase the shiny counter. This is going to bump us up to 7,261 shinies. Music is such a banger. It's so good. And this is just the music for when your eyes meet the eyes of another trainer. This isn't even the battle music. This is just the intro to battle music, and it's such a bop. Oh my god. Black and White are such good games. Speaking of things that have a special place in my heart, Pokemon Black and White are just masterpieces, bro. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing there either. Nothing on the GameCube. Let's check out the DS. I don't have like a set number in mind, nor do I have a set time in mind for when we're going to end today's stream. But I do think if we can do it, I would love to get to at least 8,000, specifically 8,100, so we can say that we hit odds today. And I planned on streaming for around 4 hours, give or take. Ooh, 4 hours might be pushing it. I forgot how late I started the stream. Maybe like 3 hours, but I think even with 3 hours streaming, we could get to 8,000. We'll see. I started the stream a little late today because, like I said, I wanted to be as prepared and responsible of an adult before my stream. So, like, I ate lunch, I posted a YouTube short, which meant I also posted that same video to, like, TikTok, Instagram, Clapper, which is so funny that I'm still posting videos to Clapper. That was like a meme a couple months ago, and now I'm just doing it for real. And then I also did, like, 4 loads of laundry before my stream. Now, granted, that was 4 loads of laundry across, like, 4 hours, so I started that first load of laundry in, like, the morning. But still, I count that as, like, 4 loads of laundry before the stream. So I was doing a lot of stuff before today's stream, which low-key delayed the stream. But I think we can at least stream for probably, like, 3.5 hours before my wife gets home. 4 hours might be pushing it, unless she gets home late. And maybe she will, because she is getting groceries. We'll see. We'll see. But once my wife gets home, I'm probably going to wrap up the stream pretty soon after that, because I want to obviously spend time with her. But we'll see. I think even with like 3.5 hours tonight, we can get to 8,000 resets. I just, I want to get to odds. I want to say that we've officially hit odds, which would be 8,100. Also, speaking of like uploading YouTube shorts and stuff, I uploaded a YouTube short yesterday that some of y'all might have seen because I updated my channel memberships and the rewards that come with each tier channel memberships. Specifically, I took 2 of the rewards out and replaced them with 2 other rewards, so we swapped 2. At tier 2, which would be the Giga tier, I removed the Video Game Survivor comic reward, and at tier 3, I coincidentally, fittingly, removed the reward that was work in progress, or like rough drafts, of the Video Game Survivor comic. And the reason I did that is because I just realized I don't think I'm gonna keep making this comic series. I only ever finished the first chapter of the first comic. And the reason I don't really want to make a comic anymore is twofold. One, I wouldn't be able to really publish it anywhere publicly. Like, I wouldn't be able to put it up on Twitter or Instagram, for example, because it isn't a comic drawn by me, and it's not made with my original characters. It was a graphic design comic that I was making in Photoshop, and I was using video game characters as the comic book characters. But because I was using video game characters, I was technically using other people's copyright material, other people's intellectual property, and therefore I could only post it privately to places like my Discord server or Patreon. I could not post it to Twitter. Technically I shouldn't have even been posting it to Patreon, because like, if Nintendo found out I had a comic series with Pikachu in it on Patreon, they could have tried to shut down my Patreon account. And you know how Nintendo loves to shut down things, whether it be an event, or an emulator, or even an animated series like the Pokemon National Geographic series they just recently shut down. So it's probably for the best that I stopped doing this comic book series, not only because I always felt a little weird about it. Like, I wasn't trying to pretend that it was my original content my intellectual property, I went into it always saying and always acknowledging that, like, I was just making a fan comic of these video game characters that I do not own. I never tried to pretend like I owned this content. But because I couldn't post those comics publicly anywhere, it did feel like a bit silly and a bit like a waste of my time, to be so fucking honest. So I removed those two rewards from those two tiers of my memberships, or, you know, Twitch subs, if you will. And therefore, I replaced them with two new rewards. Specifically, if you are a tier 2 sub on Twitch, or the Giga tier, as I call it, the new reward for that tier is I'll be doing monthly reviews of either videos, albums, so music, or games. And the reason I worded it in that specific order is because it's videos, albums, and games. Whereas you can shrink that down as an acronym to, I'll be doing monthly VAG reviews. Monthly VAG reviews. Videos, albums, and games. I think it's funny, I don't know. Maybe I'm just immature. So that'll be something new for people of the Giga membership tier. And then the tier 3 reward that I replaced, the new Strata reward, is bonus content for my live streamed game shows. So for example, like Wolf's Den, some of the bonus content you'll get for Wolf's Den is like behind the scenes of how some of the challenges work. Or you'll get like sneak peeks of how the arbitration area looks like, the area where people will be voting. Or maybe a sneak peek of like the island the players will be living on looks like. Sorry, hiccups. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is like very painful, rapid hiccups. Those were like 5 hiccups back to back to back. So yeah, you'll just get like bonus content for my game shows. However, because I updated my Twitch subscriber and YouTube membership rewards, I had to then update the graphic where those rewards were listed. So I updated the graphic accordingly, and then I replaced it on like Discord, which sent a notification out to everyone on Discord, and I felt bad about that because that channel had been pretty much dormant for months. The channel I only use so people can look up what the rewards are. Otherwise, there's no posts in that channel. And then I posted something for the first time in months, which was an update. I didn't want to do. I try not to change or update my memberships. And I don't want to in the future, but this was kind of a necessary update because I have canceled my comic series. However, I was thinking about it more, and I'm like, you know, the only place people can find my channel memberships and rewards are like on Discord, which is kind of inconvenient. Like if someone wants to know on YouTube, for example, what rewards they get if they become a YouTube member, there's no place for them to really find that unless they go to my Discord. So what I ended up doing yesterday was I made a short video that just listed those rewards. And I posted it to TikTok and Instagram and Clapper. And I made it my pinned video on my TikTok account, on my Instagram account, on my Clapper account. That way, if someone finds those accounts, they'll see like, oh, if I pay $5.99 a month, I'll get these rewards. Or even if I want to be a free member, I get these free rewards. Because I also offer free rewards just for someone being a member of our community and like following me. They don't even need to follow me. They just need to join the Discord server, technically. and I upload like my one-shot videos for free and my long plays for free. So yeah, I posted those videos to those platforms and then pinned them to the top of my profile so people can see them whenever they want and read the rewards efficiently, just so it's at the top of my profile for ease of access. I also posted it to my YouTube channel as a YouTube short, and because you can't pin videos to your YouTube channel where it'll sit at like the top of your videos list, or in this case my YouTube shorts list, the next best idea I had was to upload it as YouTube short and then make it its own playlist, like the only video in a playlist, and then put that playlist on my YouTube channel homepage. I can actually show you what I mean. Give me one sec. Let me show you what I mean. Open my own YouTube channel real quick. Let me open my channel. Okay. So, this is the way I have my channel formatted now. Show you. So, my channel is formatted with obviously the homepage, you got the banner, the icon, and then normally there'll be a video that plays for people, whether they're a new subscriber or returning subscriber, but because I'm live right now, it shows you that I'm live, which is a little redundant because the first thing on my homepage is live now. I can't control that though. YouTube just does that automatically and I can't tell them no. I can't tell them to stop. But normally if I'm not live, YouTube will be playing a video here for new people to watch. And the video that I chose for them to watch is my best live streaming clips of the first decade of me live streaming. So from 2015 to 2025. So that video would be playing. Then it's live now. And then I just posted this membership tiers YouTube short. And it's got a quick description, like listed here are the updated rewards for my Twitch subs, YouTube members, Patreon patrons, and you can expand that. Then you have my member-only videos, all of my live streams in concurrent order, so from most recent to least recent, basically chronological order is a better way of describing that. My 2 other channels, and then I have some playlists for my live streams which I need to update. These are so out of date. I have live stream collections and live stream series, and the difference between the two is like a live stream series is like a let's play. So my Donkey Kong Bonanza let's play, or my Bravely Default Flying Fairy let's play, which is not done yet, or every Mario Kart World live stream I did. So calling that a let's play is a little silly because there's no like story mode in Mario Kart World, but it's all 11 streams I've done of Mario Kart World. A collection is more of like a theme of streams. For example, challenge live streams, like the one we might do tomorrow, where we are doing the 999 challenge. Or single stream playthroughs, where I beat one game in a single live stream. Or my shiny hunting live streams. You can tell this playlist is definitely out of date because there's only 5 live streams in this playlist when there should be like 50. This one's also out of date. Minecraft minigames. That's not really a let's play, but it does fit in more of the collection category. And this is out of date because there's only 2 live streams in that playlist when there should be at least 10. Then I have my YouTube shorts. Oh, I realized you guys couldn't see what I was looking at because the chat was covering it up. That's so awkward. You guys literally could not see what I was pointing at. Shiny hunting live streams, Minecraft minigame live streams. I didn't realize the chat was covering it up. That's so awkward. Sorry about that, guys. I have my other channels listed here, shorts listed here, and then my YouTube videos that are public here. I don't upload a lot of public videos. Most of the videos I upload are member-only videos. My YouTube channel has basically kind of taken a weird turn where all of my live streams are obviously public, for anyone to watch. All of my YouTube shorts are public for anyone to watch. But my long form videos, I've basically made for members only. So if you pay as like a Twitch sub, you get these videos as well. I upload them to Twitch if I'm able to. If not, they go on Discord. Because not every video can go up to Twitch. Twitch is very finicky. So it either goes on Twitch or Discord, or if you're a YouTube member, you get the long form videos. So I upload a ton of long form content. It's just only for YouTube members now. Long form content publicly on my channel has kind of died. Awkward. Anyways, the reason I showcased you my entire channel layout, not only because I'm proud of it, but also to explain why I had to make this membership video. And I made this membership video because there's no way for me to otherwise showcase what my membership rewards are on YouTube. Because I can't put like a picture on my YouTube channel homepage. I can't put like a text post on my YouTube channel homepage. So if someone wants to know what rewards they get for paying for a YouTube membership, this was the only way I could do it, was post a YouTube short, then make that YouTube short into a playlist with one video, this being the only video, and then put that playlist on my YouTube channel homepage. It's so gimmicky, it's so stupid, but it works. And then I posted this video, and I don't think the comment will show up. Yeah, the only comment you'll see is my comment. Yeah. But someone posted a comment that YouTube had automatically hidden. They automatically had it blocked because it was so viscerally angry. And the comment basically read, "No one's gonna pay for your dog shit content. Why are you charging so much for that?" First off, that's a little mean. I think that's a little mean. And secondly, I would argue to counter that point. I didn't respond to this comment in the comment section. Like I said, there's no need to respond to it. YouTube automatically blocked the comment because they called my content dog shit, and the YouTube moderation system just flagged that automatically as hide, do not show this comment, which I kind of appreciate, because then if YouTube didn't hide that comment, I have to make the decision of whether or not to piss that person off by blocking them. And I don't want to piss people off, but I also don't want that comment in my comment section. So it leaves me in a really weird position. But anyways, well, the comment is already unnecessarily mean, of just being like, your content's dog shit, no one wants to pay for it anyways. I would make the counterpoint that, like, I personally believe that I'm offering a much better subscription service than any other live streamer out there. At least like 90% of them, to be fair and mathematically correct. Like, if you look at most people who live stream on YouTube or live stream on Twitch, the rewards you get for paying for a Twitch sub or paying for a YouTube membership are oftentimes stereotypically like emotes, you get to watch the stream with no ads, and you might get some special perks like the streamer will play the games with you and not regular chatters, or the streamer will let you pick what games they get to play but not the regular chatters. But that's it. And not only do I have a tier for free where I'm posting bonus content that goes up for free on my Discord as a bonus membership tier, like content that you don't get to see on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. It's exclusive to the Discord community because I want people to feel like they're actually getting a beneficial reward for being a part of the community. I want them to feel exclusive. Not only do I have a free tier, but I have a fuck ton of rewards that 90% of live streamers don't offer. And I not only do that because I want to like make the experience worthwhile, but also because I don't want to feel guilty making people pay this much a month and not get their money's worth. Like, I want people to get their money's worth. So I upload food and drink videos, or mukbangs for lack of a better word. I upload bonus videos, status posts that only people who sub to me can see. One thing I post a ton of, maybe too much of, it's almost oversaturated, is deleted YouTube videos. Like, I've been posting deleted videos from 11 years ago, back when I was in high school, that are super cringy, and you only get to see that type of content if you sub to me. I have a whole podcast that I make that you only get to see if you sub or are a YouTube member. Fucking ton of random shit that you don't get by subbing to like 90% of other Twitch streamers or being a member to 90% of other YouTube live streamers. And I realize I'm maybe coming across as egotistical right now, and I'm not trying to be egotistical. I'm just trying to state facts. Like, I want to set myself apart from other Twitch streamers and other YouTube streamers by actually offering a service worth spending your money on, instead of just subbing to them and, okay, you get some tier 1 emotes. Here's your special emotes. That's it. So, while that comment that YouTube hid, and therefore you can't read it, apologies, though, again, it was kind of mean. It was mean to call my content dog shit. That didn't actually offend me. Like, you can call my content dog shit all day, but in my opinion, you can't call this subscription model bad compared to 90% of other live streamers. You can call it not worth it, and it might not be worth it to you. I won't be offended by that. I won't hold you. I won't argue with you. I'm also poor. Please spend your money somewhere else. I'm only subbed to like 3 streamers right now because that's all I can afford. And if you can't afford to sub to me, I do not hold that against you. I will not be upset. That's life. Like, I relate. But while I will never be offended by someone calling my content dog shit, and I'll never be offended by someone saying that, like, this isn't worth it to them financially, I will be offended if someone says this isn't worth it compared to other streamers. Because I do think this is better than like 90% of streamers. And I put so much work into making it that way. Like, I want my subscription model to stand out compared to other streamers. So I was very annoyed when I got a comment today arguing otherwise. I was less annoyed that they called my content dog shit and more annoyed that they tried to make the claim that, like, this wasn't worthwhile. When I do think it is. I would argue otherwise. Anyways, that's my little rant for the day. Alright. And like I said, funnily enough, like, that just goes to show you how my brain works. You can call my content dog shit all day. You can make fun of the way I look. But don't you dare attack the subscription model I've spent months crafting. Because I'm very proud of this. Anywho. It's my little rant for the day. What were we doing again? Oh yeah, we were shiny hunting. I get distracted so easily during these shiny hunt streams, but honestly, that might be a good thing, because if we just sat here and talked to the same shop clerk for like 3-4 hours straight and just continuously bought abra over and over and over again, it would get real boring real quick. I try to at least break up the stream in different little ways, whether it be reacting to a YouTube video or ranting about this dumb comment I got on my YouTube short. That way, there's some pauses in the shiny hunting, so the shiny hunting doesn't become monotonous or boring. I try to take some little breaks from shiny hunting to keep the content fresh. Yeah. And I've been trying to put a lot of effort into my membership content lately, because I did take a short break from uploading membership content back when I was working on the game show and trying to get everything ready for the game show. But now that the game show's over, I've been posting like 5 membership videos a week, which has been fun. Because again, I want people to feel like it's worth it. Like this week, I posted 1 free reward, 2 tier 1 rewards, and 2 tier 3 rewards. I didn't post a tier 2 reward, but that's because the podcast is a tier 2 reward and that's coming out next. So it should be coming out soon. We'll see. I kind of bunch my posts all together, so like I can get it all done in one day. Because I try to bare minimum post 3 videos a week for my members, and then if I can, I'll go above that number, so like 4 or 5 videos a week for my members. For example, this week I posted 5 things for my members. I shouldn't use the word videos because it's not always a video. Uploads is a better word. So bare minimum, I try to do 3 uploads a week for my members. And then if I'm able to, I'll go above that number and we'll post 4 to 5 uploads a week for my members. But because I have such a strenuous work schedule that's always back to back to back to back shifts, I'll work like 4 10-hour shifts in a row, 4 days in a row. What I'll oftentimes find myself do is the first day I have off work, I'll just post all 5 membership rewards in one day, just so I know that I'm good for the week and I don't fall behind. That's what I did yesterday. Yesterday I posted 5 membership rewards in one day, so I just know that I'm good for the week. I posted 5 membership rewards this week. I don't need to worry about this week. Once next week rolls around, then I can worry again. Then we'll start worrying it again. Anyways, we're up to 7,535 abra. Let's see if we get a shiny. Any shinies here? Okay. No shinies in box 1. How about box 2? Are you still at work, by the way, brother? I realize you shouldn't be. Unless they got you doing something different today. You might be driving home, though. If you're driving, please don't chat. Please don't type in the chat if you're driving. I'm like, I just thought about it. I'm like, you shouldn't be working. I understood why you were working earlier. That made sense now. But I started questioning myself. Alright, any shinies on the DS? There's a couple of these Abra that I just nicknamed A. Just the letter A 8 times over. It would be so unfortunate if we accidentally get a shiny that's nicknamed the letter A 8 times. Because I do want to nickname my shiny Pokemon, and if I nickname it the letter A 8 times, I can't change its nickname. You can't nickname a Pokemon once it's already nicknamed. You can't change that nickname. So that would be really unfortunate. Alright. Let's run it back. Another reset. Run it back. But I don't know. I do feel bad sometimes when I post like 5 membership uploads in one day, because I realize that's not the most efficient way for like my Twitch subs and YouTube members to watch those uploads. It would be better for people's schedules if I space them out. But again, with my work schedule, I can't really space out posts. So I don't know. We'll see. There's still a lot of membership rewards I haven't even technically uploaded. For example, one of the membership rewards I said I was going to do is a newsletter every like quarter. And technically the first quarter of the year has passed and I haven't done the newsletter. I was going to do it 4 times a year. Seasonally. And I haven't done the newsletter yet. But I still want to do it. I want to make it good. I don't want it to just be like a Microsoft Word document times New Roman font. And to make a good newsletter would require a lot of time and effort that I don't have right now, as we've discussed. The act of buying a home has taken up most of my free time. Another reward I haven't really done is director's cut YouTube videos. And the idea behind that one is where I upload a YouTube video publicly to my channel. But then for my members, they get the director's cut, which is like a longer version of that YouTube video. Because I'm constantly finding myself trimming a ton of content from YouTube videos just so like the algorithm finds it more appealing, and so it's far more fast-paced because, you know, viewers nowadays want super quick content, a lot of jump cuts, very fast-paced, and like, while I don't mind that, it does lead to me cutting things that I would normally leave in a video. So what I was gonna do was upload the director's cuts of those videos, like the extended cut. But the problem is, since I've unlocked YouTube memberships and started doing these like Twitch sub rewards, I have yet to make a public YouTube video. I have made 0 public YouTube videos since then. Because I just don't really make a lot of public YouTube content, at least not long form. Again, my public YouTube content are my live streams and my YouTube shorts. If it's a long form video, it's almost always a membership video. And thus only available for members, not available publicly. However, there will be at least one exception to that rule soon, and that's the YouTube edit of Wolf's Den Season 1. And I do plan to have an extended cut of Wolf's Den Season 1. So eventually we'll have at least one upload of that reward available. So soon enough, I won't be able to say that that reward has been completely left out to dry, you know. That reward will be checked off the to-do list soon enough. Yeah. That's one of my goals, one of my almost like to-do lists, is to make sure that I've at least uploaded one example of every reward for my Twitch subs and YouTube members. But that's not necessarily at the top of my to-do list. It's not a priority. The priority is buying a house. Speaking of membership rewards that I still need to post, I've been holding on to these videos for almost like 2-3 months now, and I just haven't edited them yet. And it's my 2026 New Year's resolutions. I'm probably gonna edit those soon. I really need to post those. We're almost halfway through the year, bro. We're running out of time to post those videos. Though, I did have the excuse, though I don't think I can use the excuse anymore, that like the first 2 months of the year were taken away from me. So like January, I had my car crash that kept me out of commission for like a month. And then in February, I had this crazy plague. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was the norovirus. And I don't think it was COVID either, because I didn't have like half of the signs or symptoms of COVID. It might have just been like a really bad flu, honestly. But that flu kept me bedridden for multiple weeks. That sucked. So like the first 2 months of the year, I literally was offline more than I was online, and I could barely stream. So like I could have used that as an excuse as to why my New Year's resolution video got postponed so long. But then like March came around and I never edited it. April came and went and I never edited it. And now we're in May. I really need to get on that. I really need to figure that out. God damn it. I'm always behind on videos though. Half the time I upload a video, whether it's a public video, a short video, or a membership video, it's over a year old. Like it's content I recorded over a year ago, and it's only just now getting edited because I have so much footage on my computer. And the majority of that footage is over a year old or older. Like it's a year plus old. I just, not only do I have a backlog of video games that need to be played, which we talk about a lot on the stream, I have a backlog of videos that need to be edited, bro. It's a problem. I mean, it's a good problem to have, because I almost have like an unlimited content supply. I'll never run out of content. But a lot of that content is elderly. That content could be taken out a social security check every month, bro. Oh my god. It's bad. Alright, we're almost done here. We have like 8 more abra we can buy. We'll run back to the PC. We're getting really close to odds, by the way. We're getting very close to 8,000. I'm excited, actually. Not because I think we're gonna get the shiny, just because I'm excited to have like the bragging rights of saying that we hit odds. That's one thing I wanted to accomplish with today's stream. Oh, you know how we can end today's stream as well? I have an exciting thing to show you guys to end tonight's stream. I can show you what I've been grinding off camera. And it's the third save file that we have yet to have ready. I don't have the third save file ready, but I've been grinding in it. And I want to show you what I've been grinding specifically. So we'll boot that up before the end of the stream. Alright. Open the PC here. Beautiful. Alright. We got another reset worth of abra. That'll bump us up to 7,672. See if we get any shinies. If we get multiple shinies in one reset, I really would not know what to do. It would break my brain. Because the reason I say that is I always word myself, the way I phrase myself, is let's see if we get any shinies, plural. And I don't mean it as plural, I'm just phrasing myself incorrectly, I guess. But I guess there's always the chance, like we get one shiny on the GameCube, one shiny on the DS. I doubt that that's ever going to happen. But, like, if it does happen, that is really going to mess up my plans for the playthrough. Mess it up in a good way. It's not like it's going to ruin the playthrough. But, like, I don't know what I would do with 2 Alakazam. I could turn one of them into, like, an HM slave, maybe. But otherwise, I don't know what I would do. Alright, no shinies on the GameCube. Let's boot up the DS. Alright. Normally I'm super pessimistic about the DS, and I don't think we're going to find a shiny on the DS. I don't know why. Today I have a change of heart. I don't know why, but today I have a feeling we're gonna find a shiny on the DS. I can't explain it. I just feel like it'd be a cruel twist of fate. Especially because that's not what I want to have happen. However, we did not get the shiny, so we'll reset on both platforms and run it back. We'll re-rack and reset. Let's get it. Oh man. So we're at 3 hours here on the stream. I think we're definitely gonna hit odds tonight. Even if I have to keep streaming a little bit after my wife gets home, we'll hit odds tonight for sure. I just need to be efficient and effective with my button matching. I need to stop accidentally nicknaming these abra. That's what I actually need to stop doing. I just get so distracted, you know, when we have fun conversations, talking to chat, my mind begins to drift off and I will press the wrong button and begin nicknaming an abra A. It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault, guys. Promise. I wanted to stream yesterday, by the way. I did not stream. Thankfully, I did not have to cancel a stream because I had no stream scheduled. I originally was thinking about scheduling a stream for yesterday. I was going to post my stream schedule yesterday, and the first stream on that schedule was going to be yesterday. Instead, what I did, which is commonplace for me now, we talk about it all the time, is I slept for like 20 hours. And that seems to be stereotypical for me, especially lately with work and house hunting and all this shit I've been doing. So, what's become almost like part of my sleep schedule, it's almost part of my sleep rotation, part of my weekly rotation is I'll work my 4 days in a row, 10 hours a day. Sometimes it's 5 days in a row, 10 hours a day. And after working those 40 hours straight, 50 hours straight, my first day off, I will sleep for like 20 hours in a row. Sometimes not always in a row. For example, 2 weeks ago, I slept for 22 hours, but I woke up to eat a meal in between. But like yesterday, I slept for like 20 hours straight. And I did not wake up to eat a meal. And it's been really messing with my stream schedule, but also like my sleep schedule. But I'm very glad I did not end up posting a stream schedule yesterday, because if I did, like I said, it would have had yesterday as the first stream on the schedule, and I would have missed that stream because I just would have slept through it. Instead, I waited to make my stream schedule today, post my stream schedule today, and the first stream on that schedule is today. I think the problem is I'm just not getting a lot of sleep the days I work, because I'm so busy with like house hunting, working. I went and I saw that dog on Sunday who I want to adopt. And I'm just doing all this stuff on the days I work. So my first day where I don't have to work is like a crash day for me. My brain just crashes. I'm physically exhausted and I sleep nonstop. I mean, even outside of work and house hunting, I'm also trying to post a ton of content, which is a lot of my free time just being taken up as well. So it's, I don't know. I think it's resulted in this very unhealthy schedule where my body is in just like go, go, go mode until the first day where I have off. And I know that I can like mentally take a break and I crash. I just completely fucking crash. This is such fun music. See, I almost would take this as carnival music. It kind of sounds like your local fair. But surprisingly, it's a ranch. It's Flossacy Ranch. I wouldn't expect this to be like ranch music, countryside music, you know? It's not exactly the vibe I'm getting. The only thing that gives off that vibe is the little bit of cowbell they're using throughout the song. But otherwise, this does not quite give off the ranch aesthetic. Oh, you know, we talked a lot today about buying a house. One thing I should probably bring up about that is when I do finally find a house, I'm probably going to have to take a pretty long break from streaming because of the move. I mean, that goes without saying. That's obvious, but I've never said that live on stream, so this is me saying that live on stream. Once my wife and I finally find a house, there might be a couple weeks where you don't see me go live because I'm going to be moving into a new place, and that new place probably won't have internet for a hot minute until I find an internet service provider, hire them to come to the place, set up the internet, and then once I get my entire PC hooked up to it, get everything ready, I just won't be able to stream. So yeah. In the meantime, during that transition period, I've thought about what I want to do. Part of me considered doing reruns on my stream, But I hate rerun streams. I never watch them myself. It almost annoys me when other live streamers do reruns. I don't think I'll do reruns. Instead, what I might do, consider this, is I'm going to keep my stream software, not software, Jesus Christ, that's the wrong way of wording it. I'm going to keep my stream setup at the old house that'll still have internet. And I just won't move my stream software over to the new place until the new place has internet, has everything ready to go, and it will be a quick transition period. Now, I still won't be able to stream often, and streams will be very rare, few and far between even. Like, because I'm going to be spending more time at the new house getting things set up, moving boxes, setting, like, obviously just moving into the new house is going to take up the majority of my time, but like whenever we come back to the old house to grab boxes or, you know, clean up, pack things away, maybe I can find an hour or two here or there to do a stream once a week. And that's better than doing rerun streams, in my opinion. I'd rather do like one stream a week during the month I'm moving than 5 rerun streams a week. I just hate rerun streams. I feel like reruns are pointless. There's no streamer interactivity with the chat because the streamer is not there. And the chat is just watching a glorified YouTube video. Like, I don't know. So, we'll see. But we still got time until that'll be a reality. We have yet to find a house, as I've ranted about a lot today. Got like 5 more abra to buy, and then we are done with this reset, and we can go check for shinies. It's always exciting. One more abra, boys. Last one. Okay. Cool. Let's get out of here. Alrighty. This will increase our shiny counter to 7,800. We're getting shinies. We're getting real close to odds. We're only 3 resets away from hitting odds. Kinda crazy. Nothing in box 1. Nothing in box 2. Unlucky. My stomach's growling again. I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but I'm getting, like, again, surprisingly hungry, even though I ate lunch. I ate right before the stream, and I'm already hungry again. But that might be my fault for not eating anything yesterday. No, I did sleep for like 20 hours, so like, I didn't need to eat. I had sleep for dinner. Who needs food when you can just sleep? there. Nothing in that one either. Okay. We will run it back. We only need to do 3 more resets, like I said, to hit odds, which is not that bad. So keep running it. I'm starting to run out of topics to talk about, though, I won't lie. I had like 5 or 6 topics planned for today's live stream. And, you know, it is difficult, though, for me to keep a stream entertaining when there's, like, almost no one in the chat. It's a skill I was much better at when I was, like, a 0 viewer Andy. And to be fair, it's a skill all streamers should be good at. But once you hit the point in streaming where, like, you always have someone in the chat, you don't really need to refine that skill, or at the very least, you don't really need to keep that skill in your back pocket anymore. For example, like, if you took any big streamer today and threw them in a chat with 0 viewers, a lot of them would probably stumble. They'd crumble under the pressure. Not all of them. I mean, that is the benefit of doing it as a full-time job. Like, a lot of big streamers, because they stream every day, they just have that natural personality, charisma, the skill to just talk for 8 hours straight. No breaks. No filler. All personality, all topics off the dome. But I feel like I'm almost in this just terrible gray area between having no viewers and having some viewers. Because, like, 9 streams out of 10, I got someone in the chat to talk to. And I don't need to just come up with every topic of conversation off the dome. But then 1 every 10 streams, and that might be exaggerating, it's more like a 80-20 ratio. 75-25 ratio. That might be more accurate. 75% of the time, I got someone to talk to in the chat. 25% of the time, I'm by myself. And because it's only minority of the time, my skill of just talking to myself has kind of been lost lately. As I'm no longer a 0 viewer Andy. Like, I would argue I was way better at just filling in the empty space on stream and talking to myself back in, like, 2017 than I am now. I was significantly better. And I was, I don't know, probably just more refined within that skill. I had more of the skill when it comes to talking to yourself and keeping a stream entertaining by yourself. Back when I first started streaming, like 2015, and when I really got into streaming heavily, 2017, 2018, than I have now. I've lost that skill a little bit. I've been slipping. I've been privileged by the fact that people actually watch me now compared to when I first started in 2015 and when I first really started streaming 2017, 2018, no one watched me. So I had nothing better to do but talk to myself, and I got very good at it. Nowadays, I at least kind of shoot the shit with someone. But that privilege has almost backfired. It caused me to lose the skill of being a good streamer by myself. And I still need that skill, obviously, because I'm not to the level of notoriety yet on stream, where I always have someone in the chat. We're gonna keep working. We're gonna keep grinding to one day hopefully get to that point. That's the reason I've been pumping out so many short, like, vertical videos lately. Because the meta, as it has been for the past couple years, if you want to grow online as a content creator, is to just pump out short form content. So I really have been trying to post as much short form content as I feel comfortable doing, because I want it to also be relatively good content. I'm not just trying to post slop. Now, do I think all of my short form videos are amazing? No. Sometimes it's just a Twitch clip that I'm posting to like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. But sometimes I'll actually post a clip that like I think is really funny, or is multiple clips edited together to be like a cool highlight video. But at the same time, not every video is like the peak of quality content. And that almost leaves me torn, because I don't want to post just like a Twitch clip of me hitting a 4K in Counter-Strike. I don't want to post low quality content, but at the same time, like, a 4K in Counter-Strike does look really good, and it does get a lot of views on TikTok. So like, I'm almost shooting myself in the foot if I don't post that. So I try to post an appropriate ratio, as I would describe it, between just like a Twitch clip of me hitting a nutty shot in a video game versus like an actual high-produced funny video or a really well-edited highlight video. Especially because half the time I try to make a really high-edited, well-produced montage, it doesn't even get views. I made a Fortnite montage last year, right at the end of the year, around like December. It might have actually been at the beginning of this year, beginning of January. It doesn't matter. I posted a Fortnite montage right around the new year, and that montage got like no views. But I'll post a 4K in Counter-Strike that I barely edited, just put like some captions over the video, and that will get views. So it almost leaves me conflicted, because like, I don't want to post slop, but then the platforms and the algorithms themselves, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, their own algorithms almost promote slop. So I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do anymore. But I've been trying to post a lot of short form content to help my stream grow. I'm trying to take it seriously, actually treat content creation as like a part-time job, because I want to grow. I want this to be like a passion project of mine. And it's been fun, honestly. I'm having a good time. Alrighty. Just kind of grinding out the GameCube. We always have way more abra on the GameCube than the DS, so I stopped playing the DS so I can solely focus on the GameCube. I mean, it's not like I can buy anything on the DS anyways. That's kind of a Captain Obvious statement, sorry. That was silly of me to say. I need to stop biting my lip. Such a bad habit. Alright. What do we think? Do we think we get the shiny in the last 3 resets of the night? We got 3 resets left, this being one of them. This is the third to last reset. Do we think we get the shiny? Or is it going to have to wait until Sunday? I mean, if it has to wait till Sunday, we're probably not getting the shiny on Sunday either. Because I can only stream for like 2 hours on Sunday. But hey, maybe we'll get it on... Maybe we'll get it on a very short timeline in Sunday stream. I mean, watch. That'll probably happen. We stream for like 4 hours tonight, don't get the shiny. We're going to stream for like less than 2 hours on Sunday, and we will get the shiny. That'll be our luck. Alrighty. Cool. Let's look through the GameCube first. This will bump our shiny counter up to 7,946. We are just slowly inching our way towards odds. Feel good. Nothing in box 1. Nothing in box 2. Okay. Any better luck here in the final box? No, that's okay. So like I said, for some odd reason today, I'm strangely enough more optimistic about the DS than the GameCube. Even though it has less abra, and I'm normally super pessimistic about the DS. I mean, usually I just don't want to find the shiny on the DS because it has super low video quality compared to the GameCube we have a capture card plugged into. But I don't know what it is. For some reason today I just believe we're going to get the shiny on the DS. Well, it's not there. So we'll reset again. We got 2 resets left before we hit odds. Not bad. Star Studios. Star Studios has some banger music. You know, something I've been thinking about, not to discredit this series we're gonna do, but it's almost just more funny than anything else. We're gonna spend all these months and all these live streams shiny hunting just so we can do a shiny only playthrough of Fire Red and Leaf Green. And then once we finally find all the shinies we need for that playthrough, the actual playthrough of Fire Red and Leaf Green with shinies only is going to take a mere pittance of time compared to all the months and live streams we spent shiny hunting. Like, it probably won't even take us a month to beat the game, but it'll take us several months just to get the preparation and the shinies caught for the playthrough. And then the playthrough itself will be over in less than a month. It's kind of crazy, but I don't mind because I love shiny hunting streams. I've been doing shiny hunting streams for years now, and it's almost like an integral part of my content. It's an integral part of my live streams. So like, if I tried to do this off stream, not only would that be a waste of my time and it'd be wasted content that I could have been streaming, but it would feel like I'd be true to myself. Like, I've been shiny hunting for so long, I should stream this. Like, I would have streamed this anyways, whether or not we were doing a shiny challenge afterwards. And I'm having fun just shiny hunting, regardless of whether or not we're doing a challenge playthrough after. The more I think about it tomorrow, I think we do the Mario Super Sluggers challenge. I just need to get the emulator ready. The only thing that's going to stop me is if I can't get the emulator set up in time, because it's a Wii emulator, which is a little difficult to set up. Because obviously the Wii requires like you to emulate the sensor bar and the Wiimotes with motion tracking. Otherwise, I might play CS tomorrow. Maybe we do both. I mean, I have been addicted to Counter-Strike lately. Ever since they put Cash back in the game, I've been reliving my glory days in Counter-Strike. I just think Cash is like one of the best maps of all time. Any shooter game ever, let alone just Counter-Strike. Like, I love Cash. I think it's up there with Dust 2 as like one of the most iconic maps of all time. More people know what Dust 2 is, but I think Cash is better. Also, my stomach is still growling. First thing I'm doing when I end tonight's stream is make dinner. I don't know what I want to make though. I'm thinking maybe grilled cheese. Oh, but I also have 2 cans of Italian wedding soup in the pantry. Not that I'm gonna make both, but I could make at least one of them. I love Italian wedding soup. That's a thought. That is a thought. I don't know. I made tomato soup the other day, and I added like, technically it wasn't just tomato soup, it was like fish and tomato soup, and it was really good, but I couldn't finish it because like, I forgot that a whole can of tomato soup for one person is kind of a lot, especially when you're adding things to it. Like I added fish, I added seasonings, I added crackers. Like, it was almost too much. But then, like, the problem with a can of soup is, like, how do you split a can of soup in half for one person? You can't really save a can. I guess you could cover it with aluminum foil and put it back in the fridge, but I wouldn't trust that to last very long. I feel like that would spoil pretty quickly. Not necessarily spoil, but it would definitely start to separate itself in the fridge. And it would also probably spoil way sooner than anticipated. So I don't know. But like, I just wanted some good like fish tomato soup, and it was really good. It was just too much. Also, we are officially out of coins on the DS. So we no longer need to play the DS, we just need to keep spending our coins on the game. Maybe I'll do grilled cheese tonight. I still have more fish. So I could make like, I don't know. I could make fish sandwiches or like fish tacos because I have leftover tortillas from the last time we made tacos. I don't know. I got a lot of ideas now of what I want to eat for dinner. I'm torn. My stomach's been growling though for like this entire second half of the stream. I've been hungry almost this entire stream, which is so crazy because I ate lunch before the stream. Like I tried to be responsible, tried to be smart, and get all of my adult responsibilities out of the way before the stream, you know? I ate lunch, I did laundry, I even used the bathroom before the stream so I didn't have to take a potty break. Like, I let my dog outside before the stream so he didn't have to use a potty break. I mentioned his name and he starts barking. That's so funny. That's actually hilarious timing. I don't know if he's barking at me or barking at someone outside, but the timing there was comical. Yeah. I made sure to grab water before the stream because I realized I had no water in my room. I wanted to stay hydrated for this stream. What the fuck? What is this song? You almost never hear a Pokemon soundtrack with words in it. This is the Pokemon Black and White 2 OST titled Musical Charming Muna. Why do I have like a woman moaning in my ears? This is crazy. What's going on? Yeah. She just kept saying, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Like, that was sensual. Oh, I think I know what the dog is barking at. My wife is home. Hi, Abby. I'm almost done streaming. I have one reset left after this, and this reset is almost done. I have one single abra left to buy. Oh, we're ordering out? Okay, well that solves my dinner problem. Ah, okay. It's funny, I was just talking about dinner. I was actually kind of wondering why you're home so early. I thought I had a little bit more time to stream before you'd be home. Yeah, no, it's okay. I just want to spend time with you, which is why I was going to end the stream when you got home, but I did not expect you to be home this early. Okay. Do you know... Well, actually, let me mute before you say where we're ordering out from, in case it's a local place. I love you too. Alright, let's see if we get any shinies on the GameCube. Also, this reset bumps us up to 8,083. We're officially in the 8,000s. That's crazy. Alright. Any shinies? You know, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but I just feel like we're not going to get a shiny because we're not at maximum odds yet. You know? We haven't hit odds, so we're not allowed to get a shiny. That's how it worked for our first shiny hunt when we went for shiny Charmander. We didn't get the shiny Charmander till well after odds. We were in the 9,000s. That shiny hunt took us like 5 months, bro. Oh my god. It took forever. Alright, no shinies on the GameCube. Let's check out the DS. Alright, get some good framing. Got the framing right. Love you, boys. Sorry, it's a dumb reference. I don't even know if anyone will get that reference. Cool. That was a 10-second song just called Tim Pole Choir. That was almost a little scary. Felt like I was being brainwashed. Alright, no shinies on either device. We will run it back for one final reset on the stream. Last reset of the night, just so we can say that we have officially hit odds. If anything, we'll be going above odds, but just barely. So, this will get us to odds. That's all I want. That's all I want to be able to have the bragging rights of saying. I just want to be able to say that we hit odds. It's probably a good time to end the stream anyways, because my hands are getting a little tired. Getting cramped from spamming A and B buttons. My carpal tunnel syndrome's acting up. Oh, you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a short pause after I buy this abra. Pause. One thing I forgot to do. I don't know how I forgot this. I gotta check something. This will take me like 10 seconds to check. I just gotta check something. I never checked if the video I posted to Clapper actually went live. Because sometimes Clapper will hold your video for review and it like won't post the video. Okay, no, it did post it. I was just second guessing myself. We're fine. Everything's fine. Sorry about that. Cool, back to the grind. I usually try to check if my videos actually go public after I post them. Make sure like they never got held for review or like held for copyright material. But I forgot to check today. And I don't know why it just popped in my mind, but I thought about it. And I posted that video just shortly before I went live. I always try to post a video before I go live because not only does it help the algorithm for both the video and the live stream, the engagement of the two, but it also supposed to, at least this is what everyone says online. I don't know if I've necessarily seen the benefits of it myself, but it's supposed to bring in the viewers from that video to your live stream. Because like if you post a short video and then go live, anyone who watched that short video will see like the red ring around your YouTube avatar that shows that you're live, and they might click on that to watch your live stream. So I'm trying, I'm trying my best to use the algorithms in my favor without going like full degenerate mode, Not try to be a complete algorithm degenerate. I also don't want to post like slop either. Though nowadays that is kind of the best way to get views. You gotta post slop, or you have to have like an actual company and corporation behind you with the same financial backing as like Mr. Beast. Like if you don't got Mr. Beast money to produce the highest quality content with a fucking corporation of employees and editors to make your videos stand out, or if you're not just posting slop, it's a little difficult to grow, but I'm doing my best to not fall into either of those categories and actually make content that I'm proud of. Am I growing? No. But I'm proud of myself. Just wipes a single tear away from my face. the shuffle gave us the title screen music at the end of the stream. Kinda crazy. Nope, do not nickname the Abra, please. So, update to my dinner topic, what I want for dinner. Apparently, Abby and I are going to be ordering food out tonight. Exciting. I'm titillated. I'm mostly excited because that gives me the opportunity to order a calzone. If you're new here, alright, you haven't watched this stream before, nothing gets me hornier than a calzone. I love a good calzone. So I think that's what I'll be eating for dinner tonight, boys. I gotta make sure I ask for extra sauce this time, though, because I normally do ask for extra sauce, but I forgot last time. And the regular amount of sauce they give you is not enough for the entire calzone. At least not the way I eat it, because I eat that bitch drenched in sauce. That calzone is gonna be dripping in sauce. Moist. Sorry. So yeah, I gotta ask for extra sauce. Yeah. After this reset, we'll end the stream. I know I said I was going to show you guys something on my third save file, but I think I'm going to end the stream early just because my wife's home and I want to spend time with her. So I'm going to save that little sneak peek for next stream. Next stream, I will do a little showcase, a little sneak peek of what is currently happening on my third save file, where I'm at in the game, what I'm doing in that playthrough. And we'll wrap up this stream with this final reset, this final bundle of Abra. And then I'm gonna go order a calzone. That's exciting. That just gets me all hot and bothered. Alright, we're almost done buying Abra on the DS. So then I can stop worrying about that and just focus solely on the GameCube, which is so much easier to do than trying to play two games at once. Alright, we're done on the DS. Let's go. Just focus on the GameCube. This music is so good, bro. It's like the pinnacle of Pokemon music. The black and white remix of the Sinnoh Gym Leader music specifically, this goes crazy. Because the Sinnoh Gym Leader music was already so good, and then having that little black and white spin on it, that little twang that black and white has, beautiful. It's beautiful. Don't nickname the Abra, please. I need to stop biting my lip. It's such a bad habit. I'm so sorry, chat. It's a bad habit not only because I'm biting my lip, but also because it stops me from talking to the chat. Not that there's anyone really to talk to right now, but it's still a bad habit. I apologize. I'm feeling oddly optimistic today. I don't know why. I've been in a very, very optimistic mood when it comes to the shiny. I know we've talked about a lot of like pessimistic topics. We've had a lot of pessimistic conversations. But I'm in an oddly optimistic mood about finding the shiny. I've had a lot of hope about finding the shiny. So, even though this is the last reset of the night, and we almost never find a shiny on the last reset of the night. It's only happened to me once in all of my year shiny hunting, which is not a very good ratio. Like, you would think because it's happened once, oh, that's not bad, maybe it'll happen again. No, it's happened once across like 50 shiny hunts that I've done. That's not good. And therefore, I never find a shiny at the end of the stream. But I'm feeling good today. I don't know. Maybe we'll go find it. We've purchased all of our abra. Let's head back to the PC. Try to end this stream on a positive note. Oh, where am I? What? Why? Where was I going? That's so awkward. I wasn't even in the PC on my DS. I wasn't even in the Poké Center. I was just running around the path. Alright, with this reset, it bumps us up to 8,220, which a fit... I just doubled up my words. This officially puts us over odds and should now statistically give us better chances of finding a shiny, you would think. So let's see if we get one. The odds of getting a shiny are 1 in 8,190 something, 1 in 8,196, 92. I forget the exact number. I should know. I'm a fake Pokemon fan. All I do know is that we are above odds, so the shiny could be really popping up at any moment now. I feel good about this. I feel so optimistic. In there. It's all good. Alright, no shinies on the GameCube. Our last chance for the stream is the DS. Let's see. Nothing in box one, boys. This is our last hope. Well, sadly, we struck out today. No shinies, but we are officially above odds, which is a good accomplishment. I'm very proud of that accomplishment. I'm proud of us, just as a unit, as a team. So, I think with that, we're gonna head out. Fittingly, on the champion music. We're ending the stream on champion Iris music. Amazing. I want to let this play. I was going to end the stream within the next like 30 seconds. Now I feel like I have to stream for 3 more minutes just to let these 3 minutes of music play. Holy. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Still undecided what I'm going to play. it'll likely be either Counter-Strike or Mario Super Sluggers, with a third option, like a Plan C of Overwatch. Plan D, Fortnite. But that's unlikely. D for doubtful. We'll see. We will see. Anyways, I do plan on heading out with this music, so I do appreciate everyone that showed up. Thank you, Venom, for the sub on YouTube. Thank you, Ron and Skooma, for showing up in the chat. And it was a fun stream. I know we took a couple breaks to like react to YouTube videos and just kind of talk with chat. You know, chill. Do a little bit of just chatting in between shiny hunting. But I had fun. I had a lot of fun. And like I said, I'm so proud that we finally hit max odds, 8,000. We're above 8,100. All the way up to 8,200. No shiny yet, but that's okay. Alright, the music's starting to repeat itself, so I guess we can end the stream. Like I said, though, I appreciate y'all watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Otherwise, peace out, boys.